also definitely be the rematch we see in the grand finals. These two teams looking so strong.
Versed with one another. Get to see which one comes out on top. DRX haven't had the better of PRX for the last 4 times. It's been those streaks coming through.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much, you know, the meta shifts happen, and DRX haven't been able to keep up ever since the old retake Vision Strikers disappeared. But now they're trying to answer back. Obviously, PRX, they showed their new composition yesterday against Talon. It's explosive. I just talked about it a little bit. But it's not just explosive for the executes, for things like that, but it has so much reach that DRX, they will have to calculate this very.
And PRX, I mean, just looking astounding on this very map. DRX, of course, will have been watching, will have witnessed that 13-0 that PRX delivered to Talon. Still decided to let it go through. So obviously, maybe not expecting PRX to hit that same stride, or just having some very solid ideas about how to play against this, because he was also worth mentioning.
Ross said that for some reason his team, his players just don't know how to play against Breach, but I imagine that'd be very different for DRX with Stacks in the crew. One of the OG Breaches for sure. So DRX surely well prepped in this first map.
Going up against the most OG Breach of them all on the opposite side. Granted, he's playing Fade, but guys, this game is ready to go, as are we. So let's hop into Lotus for map number 1 between PRX and DRX.
The majority of the fans here organizing their shouts for DRX, but we hear a little bit of an answer back from PRX.
Careful there.
Though not in the classic 1, 2, 3 style of the Korean fans. They're there. Their voices will be heard. And Buzz with the half armor. DRX has been really going for these boss buys on their pistols, really making sure that Buzz is there ready to fire.
Barriers now dropping. Util will fly. On up over the top here from DRX as they go pushing forward already. Roll back from Forsaken and something. This was in position for the connection, and there you go. Flashes out. Players caught. Mako only able to answer one back, but loses 3 of his teammates. Push around the backside of Rubble, and Mind Freak will be able to get the better of him. And Foxy caught drifting into B. PRX starting things off very strongly with a pistol round win.
Yeah, so the timing of that peek out for PRX, very sneaky, because they took out the turret in mid. You're thinking it's not going to be a full stack on A. DRX gets a little lax, but that smoke, it's just bubbling out towards Rubble. Catches DRX completely off guard. The pop flash is good, and that's a classic PRX answer back in that pistol. And now we have 4 buys, a pretty heavy investment. They'll risk dropping 1 weapon, maybe up to the Marshal as well, and that's not too much economic damage into the bonus.
Taking some forward space, working his way up here on the mound. Right, and Mind Freak behind him, so there's a ton of firepower here. Boombot going to be spotting at least 1. With the push up. Just holds in for that orb. Trailblazer, not sure how much it spotted. A couple players had been playing back, but should have at least seen 2 around the corner.
Well, the thing is A main already you're past the toxic screen, so you have that information. You're still holding at a distance over by B. You've secured the orb, and you've denied any sort of information from out. So DRX, you know they have to rotate. Door opened up.
First flash sent, paint shells flying in here from Jinx. Snappy on the headshot. Bane gets taken down. Foxy9 dead as well. Mako once again able to find a singular kill here. Spike stranded out in the sight. Or cut out for them. It's a couple shots across, but eventually they swing in. Mako will find a second. And full flash here on a Mind Freak, but eventually will be able to steady that aim and find the kill. So 2 rounds to start. PRX overall, not too many casualties thus far.
Yeah, I mean, obviously winning the anti-eco, that's not the surprising part, but I think the fact that PRX are willing to just send Jing in through the revolving door, things like that, when you have the weapon buys, right, confident in the paint shells and what it's covering, the coverage from behind him on the other side of the revolving door, that way they still have a bit of a mini crossfire, still back up to trade, and then you just keep them tied up with the jump peak, something comes in from A. Overall, you realize the magic continues from yesterday. That pacing from PRX, it's not going to stop.
So far, only Mako getting himself on the board. Pull back again. Heavy presence, though. I mean, see sight. He's just completely being ignored by PRX thus far.
DRX, they're constantly still setting up defaults to see if there's a push out, but this is an absolute trap play from the other side.
Fault line in. Bane in the bad spot. He's quite a bit of damage there from those paint shells to Divide. Finding stacks, finding Mako. Foxy9 able to reply in kind, though. Cleans up 2 as Divide and Mind Freak both get picked off. Triple peek there at the baby door. Bane going to be spotted. Forsaken comes away, not taking any damage. As for now, DRX going to be cutting sound, but still advantage very much here in the hands of PRX, just given the HP. We know how accurate they can be with those Spectres. They'll make it look like a Vandal.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And they'll be moving while they're doing it, so just some things that only PRX can do. But this is a good rotate. You know that you've already have the crossfire set up from PRX over
push forward, though.
Door. Yeah, this is early. And you have to suspect that this is possible. You have to suspect the rotate might happen too. PRX doesn't play traditional.
Because there's no protection on those weapons. Some armor covered, so rifles in hand for the remaining 2 players here. Bane spawning, yep, both of them here.
Fault line.
Fault line, getting the stun. That interrupts the plant. Now they have to pivot. Work their way over to C, but already door tapped. Very well aware of this one here.
Both things are going to chase through B, but they're both already here on the site.
Foxy needs to hold his own, and he does. Snappy with that headshot to get himself a 3rd in the round and in general. Now Forsaken. Last one standing. Buzz at 9 around the corner. A paint shell to play off the tap of the spike. Pushing in towards the Killjoy, and Buzz swings out from Waterfall just in time to get the kill. 3 players lost, though. Still bloody, but DRX, they do get themselves on the board. They can breathe a sigh of relief. They are no longer in danger of getting 13-0'd.
Well, the desk talks about Foxy9. Can he keep up with the members of PRX? I don't think that's the concern. Overall, as a team, PRX still 1 step ahead, but Foxy9, the snaps are good, and he keeps them afloat. And afloat is about the best we can give him, because obviously that was their buy round. It's not the cleanest. Half armors across the board, but the operator's already out for something.
Up in play, and we saw what something was able to do with that just yesterday. Some absolutely disgusting flicks put on display. As they very much want to try to clear him off the angle.
He's going to go for this.
He's looking for the peak, swings out, shot. Does catch Mako there in the leg. Obviously unhealable damage here for the side of DRX as Buzz put a botch on that entryway as Foxy9 now under pressure and cannot escape. They hound him down. Plant will come through, but man advantage here for the side of PRX. Jing, 1 away from that showstopper. Mako close to the side, does get the catch. Takes him down, swings out for a little bit more. Puts some damage across, but cannot find a further elimination. Bane punishing Mind Freak. And as the door swings, now the double approach swinging through, they will be able to take him down. Dealt, Devi, and Forsaken both tagged up. Something approaching in from Waterfall. And Buzz, his back is turned. Taken down, now it is all on stacks to try to hold the line and get themselves this round win, but he's only going to get himself a singular kill. 2 players left standing up, very much held. PRX will not let DRX string 2 together.
Yeah, DRX definitely trying to sync themselves up to the pacing of PRX. Obviously, it's been a little while since they've had to actually play this squad. Sure, they've scrimmed now and then, but ever since AVL in the offseason in 2024, they have not played a match yet. And it just so happens that they have to meet him when the magic has returned. Seems like Forsaken realizing maybe it's a little too early for the mega hype ups. Tries to calm himself back down on the seat. But overall, things looking good. Seeker's online, so is the Showstopper. You know it's a broken bind on the other side. Buzz will go for the hero rifle.
Quick slide forward, but this time a gamble from PRX on the opposite side of the map. Likely feeling that they're going to have the advantage much regardless. As, door broken down. Buzz not ready for that. Something finds a shot, does get punished as Mako recovers the rifle.
Do have the pit, but obviously Seeker's and Showstopper, that feels really risky to use. Especially with just these weapons in hand. You couldn't barely recover the rifle there for Mako. There it is, the Vandal.
And on the aftershock, not finding the correct positioning there to get the punish. Full flash in, but now Stacks is tucked in behind the box, ends up getting taken down. Showstopper the dive in, Bane, look at the headshot, takes him down. Devi, however, finding Mako, dropping the pit. Hold on to the defuse, to spray across. Bane able to fish for Forsaken. And that all comes down to Mind Freak. There's the first, and he cannot quite find the second. Puts Foxy to 58. With that thrifty win, DRX will get themselves a second round win.
An absolutely huge trade from Mako in the early parts of the round. That gives him the opening to break through tree. You realize that it was 2 people by Baby Door. There's no other trades coming in. Nobody to fire back from the revolving door. So they move quick, and they're able to constantly juggle this one rifle back and forth between the surviving members. Foxy actually sneaking in that Phantom right before the last trades as well. Gives him the firepower. And there's that energy. All focus on Bane as he's really been able to keep DRX high throughout this stage.
Okay, well, pacey push coming into something. Flaming 2 players very swiftly. Foxy with a flying on the 2 back is Mako now on his lonesome, pinched, and PRX just up the ante. They don't give them a moment to breathe.
It's things like that that really just break an IGL's heart, right? You just got some footing again. You're thinking, all right, let's go for the default. They might push out. You were hiding behind the box, but the thing is he dashes past the Paranoia. The Paranoia is meant to counter this. I mean, yeah, Buzz is a little bit ahead, but you don't expect him to go past him and still get extra kills. That ruins all your approaches. And now that's the early timeout.
DRX calling it after 6 rounds of play. Attack side not going their way quite just yet, while this map did used to
He's about the only site you can hit with that collection.
already, though, 2 in position just alongside that C door. As the creep up comes in, Devi shifts over, try to reinforce, and there it is, tap on the door. Nothing spotted, they hold back for now. Forsaken does send out the fault line. DRX staying stagnant, staying quiet. Wait and see if they can try to break through. Prowler not going to be spotting much. There's the bouncing entrances. The Buzz actually is able to find 1 there. Devi cleans up 2, however. As Devi will get himself a 3rd. Stacks with the Sheriff will be able to put down something for a 2nd kill for the team. It's going to be PRX not allowing that kind of half investment to come up with too much damage.
Excellent read from PRX. So first of all, they're just sending you to early on to buy time, right? To pressure them, see if there's a reaction, but there's nothing. You took mound control. You were past the toxic screen on A. You saw nothing. So even Jing starts to rotate back towards stairs, and now everybody's eyes are already on B. And you've been cycling through that breach util just to make sure backup is there. DRX has no idea that they've been read like a book in that previous round. Now it's just going to be rubble pressure again with the fault line. And I mean, you just have to respect it every time. Even the paint shells come out. And DRX, they will always start each round with 10 seconds already down on the clock.
Toxin
Slow creep up, this time Forsaken. Not playing out in front, shifted over. Connector, sights turned back over towards Baby Door though. Suspecting some added pressure at A side, but as he swings back in, enough attention bought. Mako able to find the punish. Forsaken dead, showstopper for Buzz, just looking to try to create some additional space here for the team. Something approaching from the back, gets the one tap, looks for a little bit more, stacks, eventually he's able to find him, then Mindfreak also swoops in. Got a quick spot there on to Buzz, as Paranoias go flying, and Foxy9 from behind will be able to take him down. However, the deadliest member of PRX is still here nearby, and that's going to be Devi. Jing, however, dead, leaving Devi all on his lonesome. Sultan looks to see if he can try to clutch this one up. The Seekers to chase. Clear out on one, knows that he's playing close, needs to get the others here. Devi works his way around it onto the site.
He knows both of them are out in mound, so that smoke not really getting the value that they wish. Both Nanoswarms gone as well.
Nano's cleared up, there's the tab. He wants to try to force him in one after the other, but Foxy will be able to get that headshot in the end. DRX, again, bloody. Keep two players alive. They get themselves a third round win.
That shot from something, I almost thought that the round was just over from that, just because it was so quick. Yeah, well, and it was against Mako, and it was the one side that they had control over. I mean, everything seemed to be going something's way. Dig in deep, but DRX starting to play a little bit out of their own shell as well, right? They're not the old DRX. They don't always wait for the perfect util setup. They'll go for these silent lurks. They'll start to open up the map a bit more. They realize that PRX has been moving very quickly. This is a very fast adjustment off of that timeout.
Judge in the hands of something, and he's crept up just outside of B. Mako basically shoulder to shoulder with him here at the moment. Do they have anything to try to scout for this? Mako, he's just going to blind clear.
He's trying to keep a wide angle.
Contact, and he actually swings out wide enough. He's able to get the headshot before suffering any damage. A major punish found there by Mako. Is now DRX get ready to open up this C site for the taking.
Man, Bane actually just Shrouded stepped forward to make sure that he can match the pacing for the Paranoia.
Working his way out of door. Turret holding him at bay, and Foxy just adjusts the angle a little bit more, finds that punish. Looks like this round will certainly is going the way of DRX.
And now the lurks, they're all set up, and Mako, he's online, ready for it. He was the one trying to keep them in the game the whole time, but now...
Divide a challenge and win.
Okay.
13-4 and 5 here.
Goodness, 13-4 and 5.
I got to hear from Devi ahead of the game starting, saying, I don't really think about anything else other than my own play. And clearly, he is very much dialed in on that at the moment. The spike will detonate, though, and DRX this time significantly cleaner on the round victory. We'll move up to 4, bring this within touching distance, and because of how scrappy these rounds have been, cash not aplenty on the side of PRX.
Yeah, and this always seems to be the case for PRX, quite frankly. I mean, they could be absolutely dominating, and then they'll still just barely have enough creds round to round, because a lot of it, again, focuses on trading. Obviously, back at kickoff, PRX versus Gen G, that was some of the scrappiest we've seen in terms of credit management. But DRX, not so much the other side. So warning his team about the judge. He's saying, yeah, it was a judge, all right? They're starting to do those things. But I think that early timeout, the adjustment, understanding that PRX has just been swarming the map within the first 30 seconds. The good adjustments, right? Not just waiting for the push out, but starting to try to meet them halfway. These are good default adjustments from DRX, and now Coach Alex trying to make his own adjustments off of that.
Let's see what he comes up with. There's already 2 timeouts burnt, 1 apiece before we jump into round number 10. Years, but still, that identity, it lingers.
Yes, oh, for sure. For sure. I mean, especially because, you know, the coaches haven't really changed. Sure, you know, from all the way back in the day, you have the addition of Glow from player to coach on the side of DRX, but the philosophy of leadership has been consistent for both sides.
About to try to check forward, but something ahead of this, and the drag across, second bullet connect. It's Mako dead. Bane lurking forward. A bit of a stranded position. trying to TP out. Jing rushing forward, looking for that punish. She's able to find it. Stax is not steady.
Spike down
That aim whatsoever. Jing collects 2.
Yeah, it's
Anticipating this, does get the catch on to something. So Foxy taken down. Clean up blast pack, sent, spike taken, but second blast pack not gonna do you a damn thing, son. Buzz ends up falling as Jing will collect 3 in the round. And the timeout here for PRX will work his magic and get them a 6th round victory here on the defender side.
Yeah, it almost feels like Stacks maybe imagining the smoke might last a bit longer, or maybe just forgetting that PRX, they're always going to be one step faster than you imagine, right? He thinks Bane's going to be safe after that shrouded step. You don't see the swing during the animation, so he tries to back off, get a head start. And Buzz, I mean, he just had too much he had to do there, trying to survive, get kills, pick up the spike. But now, ults on both sides, quite healthy, but definitely looking a bit scarier on the side of PRX, if I do dare say. That Rolling Thunder, not anything to scoff at.
A little bit of util sent out towards A, but Prowler now flying on this side. They know they to shift it over as something spotting out quite a many few.
Okay, so DRX, they realized that the early breach util wasn't there, so they are able to bait out the fault line, but you still have to account for this Rolling Thunder. Seems like they're in a position to try to bait it out. They're not going to rush into it, see if the reaction is there. It comes!
Rolling Thunder gonna hit on everybody.
Oh
As
no!
the stun is in, something collected 2 quick kills. Buzz Mako gonna be taken down. The rest of the team trying to backpedal, trying to get themselves out of this position, but Stack far forward, committed, dead. Foxy now, the last one standing. Let's see what kind of damage he can find. The Dragon Cross will eventually get him a 2nd elimination. But PRX, they'll make it to 7.
And just a little message over to DRX. Still all out of love. Obviously age-old rivals, but DRX definitely isn't feeling a bit of that right now as they're already down 3 rounds in the first half. See if they can at least stabilize 7-5. I mean, sure, that's not too bad. You know, yeah, you're on the attacking side, but all things considered for Pacific, wouldn't be the end. But Foxy 9, now just with the Sheriff, despite being the top frag, he gives over a Vandal. A buy over to his teammates. Phantom, it seems, over to Buzz.
Space taken here from Jing. Shots across, Bane avoiding that damage for now. It's probably trying to check. Taking a bit of damage now, paranoid. Deafin swings out on the corner. Foxy with that Sheriff, able to put one down, but my freak! 4 quick kills delivered. Buzz will shut him down. He'll deny an ace, but that is about it. Defy will have the clean.
Is a crazy spray transfer onto 3. I mean, up, down, left, diagonal, everything. Playing tic-tac-toe on his own. Mind free. Down. Looks like a different score there. He just goes through on the chaos. Oh, what? How are that? How is that second and third kill headshots? Just another Tuesday for him.
And it is. I mean, something about Mind Freak and just sequential kills.
Every team's got one. And he's absolutely the one for PRX. I mean, even Forsaken scoreline, sure, he only has 3 kills, but 14 assists. Incredible. Absolute value on that breach. It just goes to show the style they've been playing. DRX, not too many assists on that side. Lets you know that they've barely just getting through on their own kills, whereas PRX, these are all setups from that breach. It's all coming through. The flashes are there as well from Devi. And now, bit of a death ball, but they're still going to hang back with the spike.
Breaks for now, just clustered together. Bane there alongside Rubble. Buzz nearby. Paranoia at the ready. Tap onto the orb. The smoke now dissipating. Sees one. Fault line sent. Does not connect here onto the Omen. Well, shot sent out. Divine going to be taken down. Buzz now trying to send the paint shells, and Bane's able to come up with two before falling. Swing out. Buzz eventually does find something. The positions get reinforced, and DRX will be able to take down PRX, tying up the count on pistol round wins.
So DRX playing a lot of mind games just in the pistol alone, right? Obviously, early util to take Rubble control, but then you break Baby Door, but then you take the orb. So you really mask the numbers over by Rubble. And during all this, you're wondering, okay, there's still nothing. They're still not biting on the orb. What could it be? But they're still peeking out of Mount, so Bane stays ready, stays true, and then the backup from Stax so quick. The Prowler right before this is really what secures the round there, allowing Buzz to stay alive and still get another kill. 4 Bulldogs now. DRX has been going for the FPX spy the previous couple matches, but now it's just going to be full buys.
Just the Sheriff here from Devi. As that Guardian rings out, Stack's the only one picking that up. Just send them packing. Something gonna say tucked away though, alongside the door.
Yeah,
so noise gets made over towards Mound.
That's a lot of space already taken from PRX. They still now have some options. They're just gonna clear it.
Finds one. Mind Freak still here around the corner, but the Prowler comes out. Decent sense there from Stacks. Counts the presence of at least one more. Turn from the flash, the push forward, getting ready to maybe come through here is Fault Line. Forsaken assessing where he wants to send this one.
Right there. Just too many angles though. I mean, yeah, it's an eco, but you want to do whatever damage, or at least get the spike down. You know, get some advantages for yourself, but it's tough. You still have nothing to clear the Killjoy util over on C.
Where are you? Here.
Well, they've confirmed the Sheriff now.
30 seconds left.
So it's just a fake then.
Okay. Well, Devi can just simply do that. As Bane now in a bad position, has to try to get himself out to safety. All the flashes sent. Jing bouncing around the corner, finds one. Guardian shots coming through, has him lined up. Stacks eventually. He's able to find the fourth.
10 seconds left.
They can't afford any more deaths. The investment here on the round was absolutely monstrous. Jumping forward here onto the site, Foxy9 will be able to take out Devi. Good Lord.
Man, I mean, yeah, messy for sure. Not the type of finish that DRX wanted, but I think it goes to highlight again. It helps a lot when you've had someone helping with the calls a little bit. Stax, he's had more moments that he's able to just zone in on his own fights. You know, and also having just more faith in his teammates. I don't think it's just Bane. I think it's the entire team understanding that they, you know, what values to call, you know, what to just make sure that everyone's focusing on their own game, things like that. It's freed up Stax to find a shade of his former glory now as the IGL.
Oh, well, these races about to clash. Buzz here against Jing, and Jing gets the better of him. The amount of damage exchange as Trailblazer spots out Bane, tries to TP out, gets himself into the smoke, takes an immense amount of damage.
Wow.
He's got 2 HP remaining, but somehow he's alive. Weapon swapped over into Stax' hands. As orb does get taken. Maka, what is that? Oh!
He saw him on the jiggle and he just pre-fires it perfectly.
That was absolutely disgusting. Now, Foxy, putting some damage down, had the opportunity of a lifetime to get the catch on the 2, but we'll find his smattering of damage and needs some in exchange. Baby Door broken. PRX now pushing their way into this C site. So 4 Vandals held. Stacks trying to work his way up. Does get taken down as something.
Right there.
Easy enough kill for him. Fault line ready to be sent. Foxy swinging, gets a little bit of damage across on Devi, now down to 26.
Spotted
Mako
both.
wanting to try to push in, but Forsaken snapping with a headshot, finds that kill, and they know where the last player is. He's gonna go pushing for it. Looks for the swing back out. Foxy has come away with 1. He's out of ammo on the Bulldog, pushes up with the Classic, grabs the Vandal, sends a couple warning shots, and then just looks to drift away.
At the end of the day, not terrible for DRX. But PRX obviously just happy to continue the lead. They'll still keep 3 rifles. Everyone will have to reinvest into armor though. So that's a little dicey. And with just 3 of those rifles carried over from that previous round, I think Mako's going to be very satisfied with that Sheriff shot.
Oh yeah.
Everyone makes fun of
Just
German
disgusting.
efficiency. Ha ha.
So we'll go ahead and get ready to take a look back at it, but Yeah, I mean, we saw the Razes getting ready to collide. Really?
Listen, there were just too many kills.
I guess
There
so.
were just too many kills. Well, something. Not too much to celebrate just yet.
Placing swarm grenade.
And now the judge out. Now that's another thing you got to worry about if it's PRX. If they're ever down on eco, on their econ, it's nothing really to worry about. The judge will always reign true for Jing. He'll close the gap.
Foxy on the juggle now. Pops those nanos. Jing taking quite a bit of damage on the entry. Paint shell available. The K will expire. Foxy skirting around the side.
Oh,
Able to find
wow.
a headshot before the judge can finish the job. Avoids the paranoia. Something pushing up the ramp. There at Bend. For now, Spike not within the sight. Everybody pretty much from DRX arriving here to reinforce the position.
And they're still watching for that lurk. You've still got the alarm bot. Main's still checking all the other corners. Divide will clean up one, though.
Foxy dead. Bot doesn't last long. Spike now within the site itself. Plantable position, something still holding it Bend. Buzz just around the corner. At risk of taking damage. Stacks pushing some back, but Divide will be able to find the first. Another fault line invested. Buzz comes away with the one kill before falling, but now it's all on Bane.
And they know he's coming from B. They spotted him earlier with the paranoia over by the site when on Forsaken's lurk. He's got the jump peaks going.
Everything for him to do here. The young upstart guy found himself suddenly in Tier 1 Valorant. Trying to clutch against this squad. Finds the first, the swing in. He gets it, but something timing it. No chance at a flick up from Bane. He will put him down again. Bloody back and forth between the squads during the round, but it's PRX coming out on top, getting themselves up to 10.
Oh, wow. That's how it happened. And on that kill on Stacks, I mean, Buzz, he was behind the pillar, but he's focused on a potential pinch out, right? He's focused on PRX trying to swarm the site, so he doesn't swing fast enough on the trade, doesn't realize that Stacks is going to be losing that duel so quickly. Falls apart a little bit, and PRX now showstopper in hand. DRX, the weapon's not there, so the retakes don't feel great, but they don't have many other options.
Reveals multiple. Cover at the ready. Paranoia going to be sent. Trying to stave him off. Spain wants to get himself alongside the wall here. Bot sent cleared immediately. Flash on the backside, not going to be spotting too much, but Jing up over the top, comes away with a kill. Tries to pull back and Buzz swinging out, just caught up in the crossfire. Something strikes him down. That hero rifle not getting much done here for the side of DRX. Spike now planted. Foxy with just the classic. The world against him at the moment.
Yeah, and he knows they're going to hunt for him too, so he's not going to focus too much on the marketing side of things. He really wants to try to at least do whatever damage he can, then go to the spike. I don't think the spike is going to be in range for him, as all approaches have been blocked off. But we'll see. Now Jing, after that kill against Bane on top of that pillar, the bait with the blast pack, but then he jumps back out. All crosshairs turned towards that smoke over by main. And then the main forces jump in from tree. Absolute great baiting from Jing.
Well, mercy shown here to Foxy9. Will be allowed to die to the spike. Not handing over any additional ult charge. PRX not showing much other mercy than that.
We won't.
A huge streak starting to build up here for them as Jing just catching a glimpse. Bane not realizing it here is something able to just get that slight readjustment to the left.
Then he needs a tissue. You might want to spit his gum out, maybe.
Whatever he wants it for, it doesn't matter. He's got
Jing's always
time.
got
The
plenty.
timeout comes in.
All right, DRX, their adjustments after the timeout in the first half were excellent. See if they can make the same ones now. Obviously a bit harder, letting PRX run amok with the initiative over on the attacking side. Coach Alex, just as much to say. Still some adjustments that he thinks are worth making.
And again, just given how well-versed these teams are, how well-versed the coaches are, I have to suspect that Alex is going to have a sneaky suspicion as far as what term he wants to set up. Play against him enough times, observe. okay, these are the ideas Termi typically likes to go for on the back of timeouts. See if he's right.
The op. So I was wondering, yeah, if DRX maybe just goes for a faster push out, right? Because they've been trying to respect, they'll use the util, but they'll wait to see where the flood is from PRX and try to react to it. So DRX, I imagine, might go for a heavier investment, but PRX, they're ready for it. They'll match it, even the potential showstopper. And something's got the up, and that's the death on C. Sight absolutely opened up.
Here.
They saw the util flying out over by the A side. PRX, their sights are on.
Mako quick to try to reinforce the position, but
I've got your trail.
Podstock against him. Seeker now chasing forward. Trailblazer going to be there on the back as well, sending the whole damn zoo at him. Showstopper, pop from Jing, looking for the entry. Mako playing ring around the rosy with him, does find the kill. Fancy footwork from him, but something with the shorty will be able to take him out in the end. Freak not ready for the double push. Is Buzz does manage to find two, but he can't fire it off. Ends up being taken down. Full flash now onto Bane. Swings out a little bit too wide. Had no idea of his positioning. And PRX with 2 left standing will get themselves up to map point.
Come on, squad.
Man. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if DRX suspected the operator, because it doesn't quite seem like they did. Or at the very least, maybe they just thought he'd be hanging back, against the showstopper, just like he did yesterday. But this jump peak is very wide, and something doesn't miss a beat there. He's there for the trade on the site as well. I mean, that's just how quick they are. Buzz does his best. I mean, the double peek out of the smoke, it's a heroic attempt.
Nice, save up.
Every all player ever.
I know.
We're straight into it.
Whoa.
Trying to go for the flick. That would have been one for just a lifetime. Paint shells will try to hold the rest of PRX at bay. Buzz to safely get himself over here to establish some form of rebel control.
DRX did have the knife off, but they're not going to push it. Sure, the fault line is down. It would have been an opportune moment, but they don't have a pinch ready, so they don't want to risk going in just from one side. They now understand that the rotations have already happened for PRX.
Second setup here on the smoke from Bane. He's trying to maintain control of A while Stacks. Walkabout over here towards B. They both end up falling. He and Mako both put on the floor by Jing. Damage traded, but kills not found. Off in hand. It's an easy shot for something. A decent way to go ahead and cap off this map, it would seem. TP attempted out as Buzz, finding one, can't steady for the second, and Bane will fall. Devi closing out the last 2 kills, as that is going to be still another dominant showing from PRX on Lotus.
Yeah, it seems like people just can't really figure out the pacing once the breach comes in. Sure, there's no Sentinel, but PRX, they've still got...
In a position where they need to respond. We've got Ascent coming up next, but first we'll have the analysts break down all the action from Lotus.
Well, you guys heard Devi earlier. We're coming for you, bro. That's what he told Stacks, and that is exactly what happened. I don't even know if I should be surprised at this point with all of the plays that we saw on that map, because it's just PRX doing PRX things once again.
Yeah, it was just like quintessential PRX, and I think in general as DRX, you're gonna have a tough time here in this first map. Whatever it would be, whatever you don't ban, they're gonna pick either Sunset or Lotus, which are very, very strong maps for this team. It's hard to deal with their tempo, it's hard to deal with their pace. You can see at times you'd have some crazy good shots from DRX, but really, the speed and aggression that PRX plays with is so difficult. If you make one little mistake, if you don't connect one time, I mean, think about that Foxy lurk where he comes out of C, gets 2 players out in the open, but because he kind of has to readjust his angle a little bit on his first shot, all of a sudden he's screwed and
There's
he
no
can't do anything.
readjusting.
Yeah.
You just don't think. Just keep shooting, keep firing. That's the PRX style.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, it just felt like a very PRX-dominated map, obviously, like we've been talking about, and you can see in the scoreline, right? 14-5 in first kills, and it felt very similar to the map that they played against Talon on this map, except that DRX, like you mentioned, they were hitting crazy shots, they were fighting back a little bit, but at the end of the day, it's still an extremely PRX one-sided map, essentially. Some rounds here and there taken by DRX, but especially in the second half, they just looked kind of lost. PRX is, I mean, the shots they were hitting, like Mind Freak's spray transfer the one time, like something the entire map with the operator. Jing just really solid once again. Looks like he hasn't missed a beat from his match against Sound. So Yeah, I mean, PRX really scary. We always knew they were going to come out strong here. Even at the beginning of the map, we were like, okay, PRX take this first one. I think the big question is what happens on the second map. Because, you know, I think DRX can certainly bounce back and have a very strong ascent and potentially win it. But PRX certainly, it looks like, you know, the streakiness I talked about, they're currently on the good streak, and they're only going up at the moment.
Well, we saw what happened yesterday. It's not completely over yet, but as we can see, you know, of course, something on the board there. Not too surprising indeed. We have Foxy9, though. He was holding his own against, you know, PRX in a lot of rounds. It's just that, again, PRX is PRX, and we keep talking about it that way. But, like, for example, right, you bring up Jing as a player. There are certain skills, ideally, in the world of Valorant, there are certain skills, certain utility that you can use to kind of, like, stop another player, right? That doesn't work on Jing. like that doesn't work on Jing. It's like, oh, throw a satchel, throw a snake bite. No, Jing is immune for some reason to all of those.
Well, Jing understands the micro movement in this game in particular so well. Like, he's so good at repositioning himself to avoid your utility or to avoid your angles to give himself a favorable situation. There was one where he gets onto rocks at A really quickly, and there's a DRX player waiting in A main, and he just kind of gets the first one, repositions himself so that follow-up player doesn't have a favorable angle against him and has to wide swing, and he's just dominating him. I mean, it's things like that that make PRX so tricky because they're so confident. They understand not only how to be aggressive, but the proper way to be aggressive. And there's very few players and teams who can play like this, as we've seen across the global stage. There's been some who've tried to mimic this. No one's really been successful. And again, going back to like how to deal with it, it's so hard for a player like Bane. Everybody in the world that comes against this team for the first time almost always loses. And Bane here struggled, and this is why, because it's so hard to understand how to play against them until you really do on stage. You can scrim against them all you want, but on stage they are a different animal.
I think it's also because, like, you know, these two teams haven't played each other for some time. So in terms of like the DRX PRX matchup, they might be a little out of shape in terms of facing each other, right? But I feel like because PRX are such instinctive players, what Alex mentioned about, you know, just, you know, turn off your brain and just shoot. It kind of is true when you have players like this that work so well with just, you know, out of instinct, we'll just spray transfer, we'll just rush in and everything, and they don't even need to talk.
Yeah, I think if you're PRX, you want to come out firing and kind of bringing that crazy momentum you had from the first map into Ascent, because this is certainly one where DRX can hunker down. They can try to play it slow, they can try to play it standard, and they're so good at that. We saw that they were hitting some of those really nice shots on the first map, but again, very much PRX dominated. And I think if they can bring that kind of feel, that kind of vibe into the second map, I don't think it really matters what the map is. You know, like I think PRX will probably just roll over any team at that point. So it's going to be interesting to see if they do bring out the Sage once again. I wouldn't be too surprised, given that it is PRX. So, and it is going on to Ascent. So could see that kind of fun composition that they do bring out from time to time.
Yeah, I wonder actually what they're going to be doing here, especially since, you know, Jing usually, you know, just insta-locks the raise, but will he be on the stage over here in Ascent? Are they still going to go for a double duelist, and will something be on the Reyna, which we've seen in previous Ascent, you know, compositions on PRX? And for DRX, right, they, I believe PRX is starting on defense on this side, so it's also like, they don't usually start on defense, but for Ascent, it's a special case just because of like how the map is.
Yeah, it's so defender-sided, and we could see the Reyna, right? They brought it out against DRX in the finals of the Pacific League last year.
Once upon a time.
Exactly. Yeah. So even though they didn't win, it went to overtime and they lost on it, but still, it is an agent that can give DRX some problems. You'll see teams try to use it against them from time to time because DRX is used to be so reliant on their protocols and their set executes and things like that. But this is a different DRX this year, so I don't think we're going to see any differentiation from what we've seen so far on Ascent from PRX, which is one map, but I think we're still going to see the Sage.
Not too much, right? So yeah, I do think they might bring out the Sage, but another question for you gentlemen is which team is going to be taking more rounds in the first half? Yes, that is our question for our guess and gain segment. So is it going to be DRX or is it going to be PRX? And keep in mind, of course, that PRX is starting on defense here, so it's might not be what people expect.
Yeah.
What you thinking?
Well, I mean, the viewers certainly affected, I think, by the way the first map went, and they're going pretty heavily in favor of PRX. I think it does look like an extremely one-sided match so far towards PRX, but I don't know. I don't think it's that one-sided in terms of going into this map of Ascent.
All right. Well,
we gotta choose.
let's pick up our props over
Alright,
here.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
I guess I'll continue with my meta.
Okay. All right.
The meta.
On 3. 1, 2, 3. I'm with
Yeah.
the viewers on this one. You
Yeah,
guys are my partners
meta-
for
I think
this.
you're right.
Yeah.
Actually, guys,
I see where you're.
the name of the game is Valdez in game, so the meta is actually
That
to
is-
just do whatever Valdez does
That is
because
So I'm good
true.
then.
regardless of if I'm right or wrong, I'm always
Yeah.
right in this game for some reason.
You-
I don't know
you-
why, but it's certainly working out so far.
You've been kind of like a silent assassin of sorts. It's like,
Yeah.
I'm just here on the desk, sitting here. Oh, by the way,
Just
I'm
keep
up
winning
here.
flips.
I'm
Yeah.
up here in Radiant. And you're here on the desk at the right times. It's like strategy. It's a strategy that a lot of other talents here would probably want to steal from you. But
I just think DRX will bounce back. I think they'll have a good first half. I just think that it's not going to be a total wipe, but I could be wrong, right? PRX looked great on that first map, so we'll see if they bring that same heat.
not to mention, PRX has been banning out this map, so they do want to avoid it for a very specific reason. We're going to find out what that is as we step into Ascent, right? And going into, DRX's side, we do know that DRX, they are quite familiar with this map. And I would say that, they're pretty comfortable, but this is a map that they bring out when they kind of want to steal themselves.
Yeah, and it's a good map for them because they read the map really well. They're really good at maneuvering themselves now. It used to be kind of an execute-heavy style for them on this map. They've really adjusted since then. I feel like Stax has gotten a really good grasp of how to push and pull the map more on this attacker side. And if they need to dial up some of those executes, they're still in their back pocket.
Yeah, and well, we're heading into Agent Select right now, so we're going to see if we have some big surprises over here. PRX can be notorious for doing this. Will they do this right now? Probably not, but who knows? Anything can happen at this point. So let's see if we have... Okay, we do have Jing on the stage. That was the big question that I wanted to see.
Wait, what?
That's not an Ascent
This is...
agent.
Yeah, what is this?
Wait. Those are...
This is bizarre. When's the
Wait.
last time DRX didn't play the standard meta Ascent comp?
Yeah.
Where is Killjoy?
Where's Sova?
Where...
Yeah,
Who are
what
these
is this?
agents?
What year is it?
It almost looks like we stepped into Breeze, by the way.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Oopsies.
Does DRX know what map they're playing? Is
Yeah,
it-
there's a considerable lack of yellow on this composition.
I guess maybe they have a read that they can use this Viper to shut down something, and the Cypher is there to shut down something. And I mean, there's nothing that really screams like get around the Sage Wall with this to me. This feels more like a take the site and like kind of cut off the angles of PRX and take the map under your control.
Well, we're going to see indeed what these teams are up to as we step into Ascent. Let's toss it on over to our casters, William and Achilles.
Thank you very much. Yes, here we go. A big change-up from the side of DRX. Pivoting over, playing the Cypher, playing the Viper.
Taking a page out of DFM's book, quite frankly. Obviously not the Rays, but going for that global stall and lurk possible on both the attack and defense, which in theory, I kind of like it, right? You know that PRX isn't playing the Killjoy. You know that they're not playing the Cypher, so you can get around with that.
I mean, realistically, since the question was posed, when was the last time that we saw DRX kind of stray away from the standard composition? Wasn't really since lock-in when they were running that double initiator, had the Sova fade set up here on Ascent.
And that's still somewhat,
Yeah.
excusable.
As far as the Viper's concerned, I don't know that we've ever seen DRX piloting this. So let's see how it does look. As for now, slow going here on the pistol, but it's a 5-man stack up from DRX and Gelato.
Yeah, and that Sage Wall on B lets PRX know that they can just stack over on A. They even have mid control, and they're not going to see anyone stationed outside of B main, so this should be a pretty hard read from PRX.
Creep Brown coming through now from something as well. They do have a trap wire set up. So you can just stay alongside this, but no, quick clears it. Reaction, ooh, narrowly fast enough there. Stacks will avoid getting caught. No, it's going to be the dash up over the top of Mako, swinging through, does manage to find Mind Freak, so he gets taken down. Attempted a break here on the door. We soften that one up as the plant comes through from Stacks.
Yeah, there's not going to be
five.
no flank around from DRX, so they just have to hold on the site. That half armor helping keep Buzz alive with 55 HP.
0 point back available Fragment, Descent, trying to force anybody out of hell.
Oh!
There's a pop flash over the top as Buzz will be able to find one. Jing gonna be taken down, but Forsaken comes up with that kill. Foxy trying to find the kills. Bumping some up quite a bit, but cannot find that elimination. Devi all on his lonesome though at 4 HP, will get gunned down. Mako is able to find him, as well as two others, I should say, in the round for DRX to go ahead and take the pistol on Ascent.
Yeah, all coming down pretty low, but at the end of the day, a good pistol round from DRX. And the spy cam and the trap wire, they're able to still keep eyes on mid. The trap just barely saving them fast enough so they don't get caught completely unawares on the flank, on the lurk-in from something.
Basically using that cloud burst as a bit of a one-way to just find that opening kill. Mako continuing to be clean. Yep, just gets the info, knows that he's going to be low. But look at this buy from DRX. 3 rifles.
Back to it.
2 Vandals and a Phantom.
Yeah, the FPX spy, they've really been favoring it on a lot of these maps, which is why I was a little surprised over on Lotus. But it returns here on Ascent. And obviously that is also a threat against the Sage Wall as well. It's not really going to find much value. It'll be broken up pretty fast if Jing chooses to use it.
2 Sheriffs in play though here for PRX. I believe at least one of them noted it over in mid. This cam does get cleared out.
You're hearing it from Tree as well. So you still have the lurk from Foxy9 with just a classic. He'll try to hold on to any information in mid. I don't imagine he's ever going to peek out. He's just there to catch the lurk, see if there are rotates.
Still needs to be Johnny on the spot, given that he doesn't just have that classic in hand. Dash forward, Buzz looking to take some space. There's the greeting though, as Devi puts down 2. Quick kills found, something getting 1 as well. As now it is all on Stacks in a 1v2 scenario. Pinged out, the recon finding him, Forsaken, poking and prodding. Tap on the spike plant door, now left. Broken. Stacks decently aware of their positions.
Something's already in.
He is, there's the swing forward, and now he's turning his sights away from Forsaken, who goes ahead and finishes off. And that is a catastrophe for DRX here, as PRX pull off the eco win.
Oh, the close hold after the flashes as well on the execute. I mean, it's not Jing who gets the kill, but it's Jing who draws out the crosshair. And the Sheriff's ring true. Devi holding that long angle. It's an excellent setup on quad between Jing and Devi. And the paranoia, it only eliminates this one side. They were really relying on Buzz staying alive with his cloudburst over by quad. Now DRX going to have to rethink things while they go through another eco.
Noise made here. Just checking around, but now it's just orbs funneled.
Right here.
Shock Dart lets to hold them back. Spray coming through, making the presence of this Odin very much known. As the rotation around towards this side of the map is going to be coming in for DRX.
He's still hearing the poison cloud as well, so Forsaken just checking as they still see nothing over by A. Now the wall should be getting ready to break right on the 1 minute mark.
Shock Dart. Damage found. Foxy and Mako both tagged to about 75. Now the entry beginning. 0 point sent. There's the ping on the 1. Shots across. Forsaken looking for that damage. Unable to find it there as Foxy9 will be able to take down something. Spotted the gun barrel. Goes back in with the ADS, but eventually he's going to be overwhelmed. Jing now, however, arriving. Takes down Buzz. 3v3 with a weapon advantage here in the hands of PRX, but Odin recovered. Held here by Foxy9 as he tucks back in the boats, but now Bane dead. Jing hit up with 3, looking for the 4th, and he will have it. PRX slews out on 2 members, but they get themselves a 2nd round win all the same.
The Battle Sage, a lot of the Pacific players, they said Jing's who they think of when they hear that term, and here he's here to deliver.
30 seconds left. 1 enemy remaining.
Certainly
Oh, absolutely.
the new age one, now that he's leaning into this even more so. With Sunset and Ascent, having that be a part of the comp. My previous would have been Zest.
Ah, yeah, okay.
But a time long since past.
I mean, Mako back in the day. Also very good with it over here in Korea as well. Yeah, Zest. We'll wait to see if that returns in stage 2.
Proper rifle round now. As the operator is in play, something going to be inching forward. Obviously, no KJ turret that you have to worry about clearing. This drone will just get spotted out.
Yeah, so with that drone out, you have to imagine that it's a plant over in B main, op or not. Usually going to be the opposite. So it's just a fast hit on the other side, but they haven't checked.
Freak tucked away. Now they know. Swing out though. Mind Freak still good for the second. Jing with covering fire in heaven. They shut it all down. DRX just cannot get anything going in their favor. PRX just have the answers time and time again.
I feel like I've seen Mind Freak get kills from that spot every time they've played Ascent this year. He always just brings it out. The round that you just don't expect it. DRX only thinking about the op, the drone over on the B side, and imagining that they absolutely have the advantage over on A. The tunnel vision's coming through. I wouldn't be surprised if a timeout happens in this next round, just because that mistake shouldn't have happened.
I mean, yeah, the last several rounds, you know, everything since that pistol. Bit of a head scratcher here for the side of DRX. Foxy just having to wait out these last 20 agonizing seconds. He says, well, there's just nothing else that I could do. No attempt to be made. And also just isn't even sure if somebody's walled in with him. Because that would be a very PRX thing to do.
Intentionally as well. So we're very clear.
As they will keep up the habit here of putting out the heart, this time with a smiley face.
And then he broke it.
Well, Forsaken
cracked the heart. Broke it in two, and that's what DRX fans are going through right now. DRX looked absolutely unstoppable during the league play. But obviously they didn't have to play against PRX.
One enemy remains.
Listen.
Careful.
Get the attention, gotta get the fist bump.
All right, no timeout. Of course, an eco here. Just one rifle saved over. See if DRX can course correct. We haven't really seen the Cypher and Viper have too much impact on their lurks, on their global presence.
That 0 point catches pretty much everybody. Mind Freak for the swing out. Fragment sent his way, has the TP out to safety. Swing up though, Foxy9 is able to get in there, finds that elimination. Fragment now to delay the approach into A main. Up over the top though, off the back of the flash. Buzz. Knife to the face, Devi gets taken down. Site now open, weapon recovered. DRX in a much better spot this time around. Jiggle the weapons through, as Dart will find one. Looks to try to reposition. Not gonna be able to really get the shots through that. For now, Buzz safe. Smoke's coming down, double approach, getting ready to come through tree as Mako gets himself crept forward, but now Jing gone.
You imagine you have to save with the op. I mean, sure, your eco's fine, but doesn't seem very likely against 5 people with rifles picked up.
No, certainly not. Forsaken just gonna fish and see what he can find, any kind of damage, anything to knock back this economy from DRX this time around. Looks like DRX do have the upper hand, a solid setup from them.
Mako surely goes on the hunt, and Buzz as well with the Blade Storm. Uh-oh.
Does so, and he actually does get something for his trouble. Forsaken now, last one standing as Mako swinging out the ADS coming through, but no, Mako will deny it away. Picked up a Vandal, put it to good use, dies to the spike. DRX get a second.
Yeah, and you deny that op, so it has to be a reinvestment if it's going to come through. Not actually going to be able to do it if you want the Odin as well, so. Now this is a very PRX-esque round from DRX, right? As soon as he realized they have a moment to get that kill, they just never let the foot off the pedal. Foxy9 swings in. Then Buzz absolutely just runs through. Foxy9 happy with the shots today.
This is a nice spot.
And as he should be, he's the one who's always trying to keep them in this right now in terms of duels.
He and Mako on the first map. 0 point, just gonna be spotting out something. No operator in play, however, so.
So switch up on the Poison Cloud, always used to contest for B main, but now it's A. And they take mid control. PRX has a bit of a read on this thanks to the Sage Wall again, though.
All command coming through. Still this Odin that they're gonna have to try to contend with, and already Stacks taking a bit of damage there on the entry. Still alive on his feet and his Resible for the time being as Bane trying to intercept 2 players, but ends up falling to the wayside. Jing, backside, comes up with 2, gives himself a 3rd again! Can he find another 4K? It's Foxy9, last man standing. Devi won't give him the opportunity. He'll just gun it down. It's from 1 round looking excellent from the side of DRX to everything crumbling in a matter of moments. PRX, they pick up their 4th win.
And let's just be very honest, this play, the pinch in from Market with the null command, it's great if you're playing against Killjoys and Cyphers, right? You imagine they're hanging far back to counter the null command. But against the Sage, it doesn't really mean much. That wall's going up at the start of the round. I mean, sure, the no command's still going to be powerful, but it's not giving you the advantage you'd think you had. You don't have the pinch. They just can only watch.
Electing to go to this map. It has been Old Fate before them. They're very
have found when they're watching the player POVs, obviously they can also only watch DRX's side of things. One of the toughest jobs, in my opinion, trying to be the one responsible for course correcting in the grand scheme of things, but you still just have the same resources as your players. And now it's not the early wall from PRX. Just a slow orb, slow things down and the reposition.
Here.
playing in mid, just outside Market and Pizza. Ping coming down. I mean, he's fully expecting this pressure to be applied here. Second tap in the switch, does manage to spot out one. It's being made, smoke drops, Jing finding the kill. Looks for the second note, backs away. Pops the heal on himself now, looks for the challenge. Tries to steady, and he does again. This guy just cannot miss today. King cleans up one, stacks a bad spot, just a classic in hand. So there's the pinch from the side, but Foxy, unable to come up with it as Forsaken will steal away the ace. Right up into Jing's face. Says, that's mine.
Wow. Not like this, Forsaken. How dare you? This is perfect for Jing.
13-3 and 1 on stage.
I mean, jeez. He heals, he deals, he'll do everything.
One enemy remaining.
I mean, just play deathmatch at this point.
Literally that one
Yeah.
bullet. Oh boy.
Now the wall goes back up. So that previous round, PRX basically funneled DRX through mid. I mean, they used all their util early to push them off, slow them down, stall them on the mains. And then they were waiting for him in mid. The trap was sprung. DRX now trying to pick up the tempo.
Oh, okay. Bane shooting before aiming there. Foxy, though, brings Jing's reign of terror to a bit of an end, finds him. The catch over here in B main now. That Neural Depth going to be invested for the attempt on the breakdown here at the door and the wall as they get ready to flood their way onto the site. Pings out, Buzz being ready to try to challenge, but Forsaken still comes away with the kill before the flash can connect.
Cage triggered.
Bane has to go huge here on the lurk. He can come through main, he can go wrap around, it doesn't matter, but he has to be the absolute crucial part as everyone else is now stuck in the site waiting for the flood in.
Monka, was he considering sending the ult?
I mean, if push comes to shove, maybe, but now with the timing, you imagine that they're trying to hold on to it, maximize their rounds.
Flash comes through. Clears the wallbang attempts. Spot in that regard. Fragment expires. Answering one. Flushes stacks out into the open a bit. And yeah, Mako says, okay, hell, I have to send this out. Hit invested. Bane does manage to find the backstab onto one as Mako will be able to clean up the others. DRX, they go ahead. They get themselves a third round win here in the first half, but decently costly from them.
Yeah, the pit, I mean, you would have loved to keep it, but obviously expertly used. Just enough time for Bane to be able to come into the site. It does seem like Bane a little lost in the sauce right now, right? Not able to keep up with the tempo of PRX. A little bit the nerves coming in, a little bit antsy. And then here on the backup, he's a little bit late there on the swing around as well. You already saw the shots coming in from lane, and he's still so cautious.
Talk about, how costly that was from DRX. 4 ults built up here from PRX now. That res has been available for God knows how long.
Well, why res when you can just kill everybody else? The Jing way.
Here.
And even just this, using the wall at the start of the round, then saving it, waiting with the slower, just these small default changes makes things a lot more difficult for DRX, which only has one initiator. I mean, they can't just fish for info non-stop on a cycle.
Going to be drifting away from mid. Flash out from Divide. Does himself with that one a bit, but spotted there in mid. Will drift up into B main. They will spot out the Viper.
Only one, but that's enough to draw their attention.
Something that was scoped in. Finds Foxy9. Mako does get the trade out. Forsaken going to be taken down. Wall up. There's the res. There's the pick from something. Mako now gone. No command pop by Divide back over here on A. As Divide holding things down from Tree. He'll have find the first one, but Mind Freak in hell. That's exactly where he just sent Stacks and Bane. Cleanup is absolutely perfect from the side of PRX. DRX still sat here. Only 3 rounds won on this attack.
Yeah, and it's not always with the best reads either. I mean, some heroics needed here for DRX. The previous round, sure, it's a decent attempt. But this one, I mean, the fact that he catches the Cypher first, you know that Viper was spotted earlier, so you know there's another one. Something's ready for it. Changes his angle, knows the pre-fires are good from Mako. Got a taste of it in the previous map.
Here.
And now the wall held again, slower. I mean, PRX knows that they can just stall, right? The lurks, sure, we just have to watch for mid every now and then. They're leaving it open.
Oh. Well,
wow.
That vertical flick would have been impressive, but Mako comes away with that a little bit faster with the classic of all guns. Finds that. Slow orb now going to be sent. Hunter's Fury, however, out from Forsaken. As wall goes up, Jing getting a bit of damage there from that snake bite, but wrap around for Buzz after the entry. He is able to find that punish, so can be scooped up. Solid positioning here from the side of DRX now. Still have to get the spike planted, which is coming through now from Stacks.
Wall just trying to be broken to make sure they have more angles.
It's the gun, grabs it. Buzz, not sure which way to look. Mind Freak getting ready to approach here. Out of market, double approach out of alley. Mind Freak finds the first. Bane gonna be taken down. Paranoia sent, forces him off the angle. Gun barrel spot. Buzz finding one, and the perfect swing timing comes through from Foxy9. A thrifty win here for DRX to get themselves up to 4. They need so much more than that if they want to have a crack at this map.
Absolutely, and quite frankly, it feels like, for whatever reason, DRX are getting these round wins in the fashion that their comp isn't built for, right? It's a lot of this deathballing, it's a lot of the trading, it's a lot of the first kills just off of their mechanics, but it's not about punishing the fact that you don't have alarm bots, you don't have trap wires. It's not about the global presence of the Viper and the Cypher. I mean, sure, if you're playing on the stage, you do whatever it takes to get the win, but we haven't quite seen them use it to perfection. Obviously, it's going to shine a lot more on the defense, though.
Wall boost here. Pushing over the top, trying to see if he can spot anything at all. Mako playing far enough back.
Here.
Oh, but that gun barrel was spotted. Something aware of Foxy9's positioning. How do they get the punish? Well, just don't pay attention to Foxy9. Divide just swings out, finds one. Now, Foxy9 tries to go for the counter trade. Something strikes, finds the elimination, quick updraft, the tuck into pizza. Keeps himself alive. Bane in the meantime, able to find Mind Freak, but now Mako gone as something continues to advance forward. Nearly. Gets a couple shots through there onto Buzz. Get onto the door.
Oh no, he has no idea.
And oh, the timing! Just off. He manages to stay alive. Hold on to the spray. And swing in. Bane somehow comes away with that kill, but now Buzz dead. Something gets himself a third of the round. And Bane, first player here on the team, all the pressure on his shoulders. Jing joins in, that heal available, even though they just try to push him back up. What the hell is that fadeaway shot? Bane finds it, and what a clutch! The 4K to get them over the line when they needed it most. A seemingly unwinnable position, but somehow Bane triples his kill count in that round.
I mean, it took him a while to get used to the PRX way, but he's figured out.
Oh my.
I mean, that jiggle. Yeah, let that be heard.
Yeah, I almost said it too. We got that shot on something.
I noticed. I think we were all thinking the same thing.
Tested my limits there. I could not believe it. Buzz revealed shots coming to fruition though. Can't find that kill. Poison Orb dropping. Something able to find one, but traded back. Foxy9 finding the kill, immediately investing the ultimate.
Okay, but the spike is still very far away. Foxy9, he has to hold on to the site for so long. DRX almost has to just hope that, yeah, PRX spreads back out, right? Because the spike still isn't planted. Paranoia will give it away a bit.
Hunting noted. Does find one. Buzz take it down. Mind Freak now finding stacks. Spike picked up, but Paranoia crashing across. He tucks back into
Bane
boats.
has to go huge.
This backstab from Bane absolutely has to be monstrous. He's been noted pretty much every single time, but this time right now, the creep up. Nobody watching for the market.
barrel.
He should have seen the gun barrel. Sees it now. Strikes. Finds one. Suspect that the other is going to be approaching here from Allison now. Just stays tucked away, a fake on the TP. Trying to play mind games against Mind Freak. And Mind Freak snaps back. He'll found 45 HP, and as Foxy tries to take some space, Mind Freak takes him down. 7-5 on the half. PRX will be out in front as Forsaken. And he just plays around with his teammate a little bit.
I mean, that's PRX. They're always having fun. And quite frankly, that's what seemed unbeatable for DRX this time around, is that they were having fun during league play. But right now, with the way PRX is playing, is really getting to DRX throughout this match. I mean,
They take those accolades.
been reversed. So unless DRX can make the defense magic work. Now, I do think this comp should shine a lot more. Obviously, you know, you rely on global lurkers, things like that. At some point, you're going to have to win your contact plays. So on the attack, in theory, the 5 rounds should be fine. It's just that today's momentum makes it seem just so much scarier. Seeing the trap over on A, but it's still a double stack with the Viper and the Cypher by B. The toxic screen seemingly letting PRX know that they're not looking for retakes. They're looking to hold on to that site.
DRX technically in the lead as far as pistols are concerned, and that's something that they're going to be looking to maintain here. Jing crept forward. Trap wire around the corner. Viper wall as well to try to play through as he goes on this Sage lurk. Bane, quick peek out. Wanting a couple players over here at main. Shockdart landing at his feet now. Interrupted before he can try to send the Paranoia. That very much Buzz. What a snappy shot from him on the ghost. Reveal in. Bane able to play off the back of that one. Does find Divide. Quite the turn here, but Forsaken looking to equalize. The stacks dropping down off of Heaven. He needs a bit of damage for it. Swings out, takes a challenge versus Mind Freak, but ends up falling down. Mako now being intercepted. Barely wins out on the fight, but gets tagged up to 36.
Saw the jump up. They should be ready for it.
Forsaken here, just on the side of the smoke. The push coming through. Foxy, quick jump shot, able to find it and able to finish it. 2 kills from Foxy. DRX, they will go 3-1 in pistols, and they start off this second half with the right foot forward.
So the joke in Korea with Foxy9 is that he's just been absorbing everyone else's talent, right? A little bit of Space Jam going on, because he talked about that in an interview 2 years ago. But right now, he's showing absolute results from it. Takes a page out of TFM's book with the setup. Takes a page out of PRX's book with a jump out of the smoke. Brings it right back to him.
Quick readjustment. Now, Buzz, Outlaw, still going to be that triple bulldog here. No pistols in sight for DRX, but 3 sheriffs in the hands here of
Wow.
PRX.
That's an investment. And it might not pay off with these Outlaws.
The flash is just so damn good. Stacks and Bane both can take it down. Sheriff's be damned. It was the classics that find the value. Buzz now positioned here on site. Heard the tap on the orb.
Well, he needs backup, though. He's got no exit.
That is a catastrophic start here. Shock dart sent, try to clear any potential trap wires as Buzz will be taken down. As the high pen of that Sheriff coming through as Forsaken swings up, shuts down Foxy 9. And anytime DRX start off a half with any form of advantage here on Ascent, PRX have the perfect reply.
I mean,
No.
oh.
There's
Wow.
nothing you can do, Mako.
This was the perfect setup, right? They invested into 3 Sheriffs. You got the Outlaw. I mean, on paper, DRX should be on for like 4 rounds in a row.
The flash catches Stacks. He's just out there in the open. Can't do a damn thing. And it's just
like these boys.
say, okay, pick off Bane, kill Stacks, easy kills, weapons recovered.
Bane's been having a rough time. So is Stacks. Only 2 kills on the board. Sure, you've got 9 assists, but it's not enough to keep you in the lead. And Bane, just too many targets. He's been shaky. I mean, you thought that the clutch might have revitalized him a bit, boosted his energy, but not quite back at his peak form. Now you know the Outlaw's in the opponent's hands. DRX respecting that. Okay, the spy cam still keeps him safe. They've already taken over A main control, so DRX can go for the stack.
Something up and over the top. Foxy over to that left-hand side now of both. Stacks one, but I mean everybody else just melted dead. And Foxy joining them in the grave as Bane will be able to put down 1. So 2 kills found. PRX still charging onward, now 9-6.
It's not looking too good. Absolutely crucial round for DRX. And they have to go for the full armors, just in case. Just in case that Outlaw's carried over. No reason to try to snowball with the half armors. You just have to bank it all on this round and assume that you have to win it. Because otherwise, match point already looming at the doorstep.
That flash attempt again. Bane just backing off as the shock dart comes chasing him.
Yeah, PRX already adjusting very quick to try to take away these trap wires, right? They're not relying on the 0 point anymore. They're relying on absolutely eliminating all of the trips. So the adjustments are quick.
Cut off that window access. Oh, the jump spot. He was blinded. Forsaken didn't see him, but the return fire from Divide with that Odin is good. Mako stabilizing, finding something. Stopping the TP from coming through from Mind Freak. He'll turn his sights now up mid. Slow orb. Mako not going to go chasing either way. The team just goes ahead and backs off.
Oh, but this position.
It's being watched by 2 at the moment. Stacks and Foxy with a bit of a 50-50, and Foxy with a very clean shot.
Cage triggered.
Punishes the lurk. Assessments having to be made as Ching just casually strafing back. Does find a shot there on Mako. Even if they don't close out the round, do additional damage to this economy that has had 0 stability on the side of DRX.
Yeah, they'll even draw out the neural theft. I mean, sure, it's not an impact ultimate, but
30 seconds left.
here's the drop.
Tag.
Drop down, but dart in, turn on the flash. Foxy, crisp and clean, finds that hit. Jing now challenging again. Just wanted to do a little bit of additional damage, but won't be able to find the kill. DRX, as we get into the first proper rifle round, will be able to go ahead and clean that one up. They keep themselves close, but still more work to be done. PRX, they have money for this round. And if they can just go ahead and turn around here, get another win that puts them up to double digits.
Yeah, the Odin, of course, being dropped, that hurts a little bit because that could help a lot to eliminate some of these setups that you have with the Viper Cypher combo. But we'll see. They've adjusted well so far. Foxy 9 now taking it upon himself to bring up the energy for the overall team. Leading the score with 16 kills. It's a fast hit.
Fragment sent. Big suppression found here. Is spraying in, smattering of damage going to be found. Something tagged up quite a bit. So you can just tucked into the corner.
And now you know that PRX I mean, you know, obviously PRX sometimes they do still rush in no matter what, but with the 0 point dying off, you imagine that they will at least wait a couple seconds, and now the potential rotate spotted. So DRX, it's looking rough to try to regain any control, but they at least still have the trip to rely on mid. But once this gets broken, that B site's looking very dangerous.
There's the clear out. Attention now having to be paid towards that market, but as that null command, that 0 point I should say, goes across, that's going to be forcing everybody from DRX back. They pull way back into the site, and now the rotation starts to come through here from the side of PRX.
Yeah.
Push them as far to the limits of the map as they possibly can. Something lingering around a little bit to see if he gets a peek out. And now they will go stomping their way in towards A.
They know it's weak. They tagged 3 members on B. This is perfect. They'll even wrap around up to heaven to make sure they can cut off the backup.
Bane past him, but Bane holding his ground, finding 3! Somehow catches something once again. Mako will get the other 2. Bane the only casualty. It's been a slow start, a very rough game from him so far. That is 2 critical rounds where he has come up huge.
Absolutely demanding respect back on his name.
This is just, why is it always something? The killer, you're like, there's no way he gets, okay, somehow he got it.
Yeah. So you just gotta hope that you're destroying it. And now, looking for a speedy hit with the Stingers. The no command here. See if DRX goes for the classic DFM setup.
This goes here.
You know, it's crazy that we're seeing things like that.
I
know. But hey, they were the ones who pulled it off so well against T1, who's now the first team to go to Masters Shanghai. So things are all up in flux.
Yep. Quick snake bite there from Mako. Slow up any of that pressure, any orb takes. It's something, he wants that orb. One away from having that Blade Storm here in this thrifty attempt.
Saken also wouldn't mind a Hunter's Fury nice and early if they can maybe get into the site. But no reactions. He's a little worried about that, if anything. Now, DRX, it's an interesting different setup, right? They stacked all of their util on B, expecting a B hit. At the end of the day, it is much more likely with the null command, usually the go-to choice.
Knives do come through here for something. Start working its way back across the opposite side of the map with everybody else. Quick TP out, Bane with a check. Spots 1.
That should keep all the focus at high alert here on the A side.
Smoke sent, no command now through Mako, unable to try to go up the works with those snake bites. On top here is Foxy 9, puts a little bit of damage down. The Knives eventually do find their mark. Mako, Foxy, both going to be taken down. Buzz arriving, finding the head there up Jing, finding another, drags across and narrowly does get something as well. Forsaken now, last one alive. As the dart goes through, they know exactly where he's at. And there's a swing out from Bane behind. 9-9, we're tied up. It was a weaker buy overall from the side of PRX, a bit committed to it, but 3-round streak here for DRX. The biggest win streak that they've had this entire series on either map.
Yeah, not only the biggest win streak, but not counting the Pistol of Ascent, the first time that PRX isn't in the lead this entire match. I was thinking to myself, I mean, this seemed like a risky setup, right? Just relying on the fact that it should be a B hit. Both these guys with no util to hold themselves over on A. But the trades are good, and Buzz very quick with the backup. One of the traps still being destroyed.
Scrunch attempt here from DRX, but PRX, they completely avoid it. Opposite side of the map coming through, so now starting to panic, saying, okay, set up the smoke. Try to stop things from pushing forward here. on the side. There's the dash in, there's the TP. Foxy9 able to find Mind Freak. Something got himself forward, but Mako strikes him down. Sync fight the fragment, both stacked in on top of each other, making sure that this choke point is completely unassailable for the moment.
Everybody's here for DRX. You still have the cam over by B as well, so just worried about the mid lurk.
Oh, do find Mako. Just through the corner of the wall, pushing forward enough. As Foxy, come on.
You can do it.
Screw it.
All right.
Smoke comes in, pushes forward. Can't get that trap wire set up. I mean, Rez is available, but it would basically be a sacrifice.
Yeah, and with that choke point, not the greatest bait either. Obviously, the wall already used. So they'll just try to go for a rotate, maybe a bit of a pinch. I mean, you can tell PRX knows that there isn't much strategic hope in this round.
Spike down
Snappy
mid.
with it. Dead. Check on the cam, just making sure that there's nobody pushing their way up in towards B main. And given the cash on hand, PRX will just stay tucked. 12 seconds will dwindle down. DRX, they will gain the lead, 10-9. Cash have plenty in their hands.
Exactly. So much econ banked up. Wouldn't be surprised if the op comes out in the next round, although maybe just because it's against PRX, they hold off on it. Buzz
looking for it, but can take it down, but Foxy will be able to find the buy right there at the end. Ooh. Yes, okay. Alex is working back up to that, to a similar level of energy here. Hunter's Fury, Rez online. Really break on the window as it looks like DRX getting a read that this might be over at B. Maybe they even want to try to go for another crunch.
Yeah, looks like it would be the setup for it, right? You got stacks in place for a pop flash. No, it's just going to be the 0 point in his hand for now.
Smoke sent something. Fishing with some shots here in mid. Still some kick behind it here on the side of PRX, but 2 stingers in play, plus that Bulldog. Damage absolutely can be dealt. % stacks pulling off the angle for a brief little moment.
So you know you've already given up mid, so you kind of have to back out, which makes Buzz's position a bit trickier. Can't hold on to B main no longer. So ideally, normally, you would want to push out of A at this point to control 50% of the map. But DRX...
Stacks.
Whoa!
He's caught sleeping, but something. Sleep at the wheel. Stacks turns back, finds that kill. Fragment now coming down. Wall set up, but Forsaken. He's going to be okay for now as the healing does come through. Slow it up on the approach, but there's 3 players waiting for this push coming in. Buzz trying to stay safe, eating a lot of damage there from the fragment, just hopping up into the corner. Stacks tucked against the box. Not spotted, now swings out, doesn't get taken down. Jing able to find that kill. Bane getting to buy.
Spike down B.
He falls to Forsaken. Buzz now trying to hold things here backside, but eventually will be felled. Kills come through. Mako and Foxy arriving. Foxy going to be a little bit more cut off as Hunter's Fury opened up. Mako just trying to play elusively here. So far the plant not coming in. 15 seconds remaining.
Snake bite not quite landing, but you know one was backside.
They decided to play this one.
Scanning ahead.
Recon over the top. Now begins to ping on the both. That is critical.
Now you just have to win your duels.
He's creeping forward. Spots one. You know that they're both in that position. Mako trying to clutch it, but Forsaken denies it away. A 4K to tie things up at 10-10. Paper X not out of it yet.
When they got stopped with the fragment, it looked like the round was over. They got paranoid. They were stuck behind the wall. The site was flooded. There were 3 people on the site. They tried to go for the staggered peaks, and Paper X is just too quick. You know, even the weaker weaponry.
That goes there.
Oh, it's
Just
not.
take a swig and breathe deep.
Yeah, I mean, obviously it was a clutch at the end of the day, so it's not like it was easy. But here is that op now. You've got the 0 point and the pit to make sure that B main is safe.
Smokes and Playing is pulled off the angle, but given the tension to mid last round and hearing that drone, Buzz wants to try to take some space over here. Shouldn't he lurk forward? Smoke now down. Is he gonna push off this one?
I think he might on the last second of the dash here.
Oh my God, Defy! There's a timing shot. Yeah, look at that smile on his face. He knows he just got away with murder. The judge just shook his hand and said, "You're free to go." Unbelievable. Now, Window spotting one. Foxy unable to find that kill. Bane trying to hold that tree door here onto the site. Clear up the 0 point, swing over the corner. Foxy got that double ding. Finds a follow-up kill. Bane setting the aim. Takes out something. Smoke does dissipate. Mind Freak now all on his lonesome. Stacks, head spotted.
I have the spike.
Doesn't want to play around with him given how clutch Mind Freak has been. No, actually gives him the opportunity. He's going to rotate out. Mako now ready to match. Guns drawn. Mako finds the kill in the end to give the lead back to DRX.
What? What an incredible round. Starts with the nastiest spam through this. I mean, it's not even a full spray. He just fishes for it. I mean,
like that was it. It was just a burst.
But a heroic hold from the rookies over on DRX. Fox and Bane bouncing off of each other, and Bane once again gets the better of something. He's dialed in now. And the kill on to Sax. Lets Mako know that the rotate's coming.
Again, kickback economically here for Paper X.
A huge tag with a 0 point as well.
Spotting out quite a decent bit there. Shock Dart not going to be clearing that wire. Second attempt, though, will go ahead and find it.
Cyber Cage makes it tough that their own smoke not finding much value because they would be making noise through it.
Revealing area.
Con up over the top, a full flash connecting onto something, and Stacks regains his vision. He's able to find the headshot. Up over the top here, knives at the ready. K coming through, and there's the reveal. There's the meat grinder play. The setup strong here from DRX. Jing able to find one with that frenzy. Push up Bane. He's already taken that kill. DRX will get themselves up to map point.
Match point.
And the majority of this venue holding their breath, knowing that they weren't quite free, now starting to let the cheers come through on map point.
This goes here.
Operator still held in the hands of Buzz.
The series might just potentially be going the distance, but at the very least, DRX ascent, the overtime, it very well could happen.
Nice!
Now as the attempt at the thrifty from Paper X, you can see a sigh of relief on Stacks' face.
I mean, you can tell it has not been easy. This is the first time DRX is really, truly being challenged. I mean, yeah, they've dropped maps before, but they always still seemed pretty happy.
Last chance to hold on here for Paper X. Need 2 in a row. If they want that 2-0, if they want that overtime, push up. Oh, he
Saw the hair.
it. Spotted for just a moment. The dash now at the ready. Jing, does he peek the drone? Goes and bails him out. He pulls off the angle for a moment, clears it. Wants to go for the re-peek. He does so, and Jing taking out the res. Not in play. Divine now shut down as Stacks. Been coming alive at the end of this map. 2 kills found. The jump out. Mind Freak picked off, and it looks like, ladies and gentlemen, things are not over yet unless Forsaken comes up with a play of a lifetime.
Last player
A
standing.
1v5 ace clutch just to keep them alive. Mako reading it, sends out the snake bite. Holds him back for now. Multiple angles that he's got to think about here. The way to try to isolate each and every fight. He finds the first. Looks for the second. Strikes from back ramp.
from something, and then you obviously have Jing on the Sage, so you don't quite have that entry power, and you're on Ascent, so it's like, well, you know, how are we going to find entries? And they had some really good moments too, PRX. Like, that's why it was still a close map at the end of the day. They were still able to find like 3 rounds here, and certainly, you know, pulling off the, you know, the second round after losing the pistol a couple times was pretty interesting from them as well to maybe get some momentum. But at the end of the day, just not enough, and some really huge clutches from the rookies as well, like Foxy9 and Bane holding down the A side multiple times when it just did not look possible. So shout out to them. They make this interesting. We kind of knew it was going to go to binds. We didn't know exactly how. It didn't have overtime, but maybe we get overtime for bind.
Yeah, we already knew, guys. We're going to map 3. That was pretty much set in stone. But you're right. I mean, something I feel maybe missed the presence of an entry Jing, right? Because, you know, you have something diving in and he can cause as much chaos as he wants because there is that security of a second duelist that comes in. Maybe he didn't feel as secure doing that, especially since Jing had to hang back a bit. That taken, though, like, Jing still made Sage look like a very much the duelist.
Yeah, oh no, I mean, the thing is Sage is a good fit for Jing when you are playing on maps that really don't suit double duelist, because it's just kind of, he can play for himself a little bit. They do get a lot of information off those walls, actually. He can play off of those in so many different interesting ways, but mostly it's freeing up your brain. It's kind of like with Lightning Fast with GE, right? Like when he's on Sage, you just kind of frees him up to frag. So it's a similar concept, I think, with Jing in some ways. But the problem is that, yeah, you're talking about, without those 2 duelists, it makes PRX a little bit more readable in a way, because you kind of know where the attack's probably coming from, because something is usually leading the charge one way or another. But when you have him and Jing on duelists, it makes it really challenging to kind of understand exactly where are they pushing from. Are they pushing from multiple angles? Are they actually executing on this site? All these things kind of come into play.
Yeah, and then the times where you don't quite get the reads, you had some really insane clutches from the side of DRX. So I feel like, you know, it kind of was 2 and 2 put together at the end of the day from DRX. They barely got across the line. Like, we easily could have seen this go into overtime. Like, some of these last rounds as well were just kind of insane. Like, Buzz had a huge clutch as well. And eventually it just felt like PRX just kind of ran out of steam just at the very end of the train track. So DRX, they bring us to this 3rd map, and it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, it definitely is, especially since, like, as you mentioned, it really. And I really do have to commend Bane, because, you know, eyes were on him because he's the newcomer on the squad, right? Going up against PRX, he really did deliver, especially when it mattered the most. When PRX was all in there, we were wondering, can he stand up against PRX when they're all 5? Apparently he can.
Well, that 3K from Aheaven was unreal. I mean, the swing back towards window was out of this world. So I think it's kind of part of getting that feel of the speed and the tempo at which PRX plays at underneath you. And you can see if he was starting to have to move a lot faster with his adjustments with his aim, because
he absorbed their speed in
exactly
a way. Yeah.
Exactly. I mean, and a lot of times that could be difficult, because you see this with teams where they, you know, you talk about PRX drags you down in the mud with them. If you play at PRX's tempo, it can be really difficult to deal with. But you can see that DRX can go toe-to-toe with them, because they've done it before. A lot of these players have been there, done that, and it just took Bane 1 map to kind of download that information.
Yeah, I love that, especially since, you know, you saw how that carried over to the other players, right? Saw how it carried over to Buzz as well. Once, like, you know, players like Bane and Mako said, okay, this is the speed, let's pick it up a bit, let's pick up the pace, they were able to get it. And I feel like, you know, DRX did so well in those rounds that were a little PRX-y for them, but I feel like in the first half, though, PRX, they still controlled the tempo, and they still got more rounds in the first half, which means, viewers, we rank up a bit for this little game. Let's go over to our board here. You and I, oh, wow, look at you guys over here on Ascendant. Well done, good job.
You're above
Good
Aserai.
job. Yeah. Hey.
I just wanted to rub that in a little bit.
Yeah. You know, this guy, he really, really wants to win, but you guys are doing so much better. And Paper Thin,
yeah, it's fine.
You are back.
I mean, he knew it was PRX. He just voted against
it. Yeah, I voted against what I thought was going to happen, so.
And here for Valdez, but because you kind of like, you won twice, so I feel like you kind of have 2 lives. Like,
I feel like you deserve a 1 up
with
here.
that, yeah, you know.
Yeah, sure,
give me a little dodge
move
bullet,
him like
you know.
a millimeter down.
Yeah, sure. That seems good. Yeah,
You're
thank
so
you.
confident. You're just like, yeah, sure,
It was close,
whatever.
too. I mean, they almost clutched, like, it was 6-3, right? PRX,
Yeah.
and then DRX got 2 rounds in a
Now
row,
you're
and they
just being
almost tied it up.
patronizing. Now you're just being patronizing.
They almost tied
yeah.
it up, and
Enjoy your radiant, by the
and
way.
then
Yeah.
yeah, feels good, man.
Yeah. But no, you are right. PRX is like that kind of team again where you have to absolutely run at the pace that they're going. Otherwise, you are going to be left so behind. And DRX is just one of those teams that can catch up with them.
Yeah, again, it's the experience factor for DRX. Like, they've been there, done that for the most part, other than Bane. Everybody's played against them before. They kind of understand what it takes to defeat this team, what it takes to kind of react to them, kind of just... You almost have to do what Alex talks about doing with his own team. Turn your brains off and react. You have to have, like, those instincts built into you as players to be able to challenge PRX at the right moments. And you saw a lot of good stuff. Even when PRX still beats you, like, you know, there's that one moment where they're stuck behind the wall and there's, like, Stax throws the fragment right before the wall comes up and there's a paranoia. They're doing all the right things. They're on the site. They've got 3 on the site. You still get beat, and then they just... They still are able to recover. They're still able to bounce back and have good rounds. So, I mean, that's a testament to everybody in the server for DRX and the coaching staff, and everybody's prepared for this. So, I mean, it's looking good now for DRX. I mean, you never know with Bind. I think both these teams are pretty good on it, but...
It's impossible to know. I mean,
I know,
who's
I know.
going to win this? Like, do we have
No
a
idea.
coin? Like, can we flip? I don't know. Like, PRX seemed like the absolute huge favorites after the first map, but now DRX, they kind of stem the tide. They put up the wall. They say, okay, you're not going to pass. We are going to stop you. And now maybe they do it again, or maybe PRX, you know, they come back. They were able to come back against Talon, so maybe they're slightly favored, but I really don't know.
Maybe, and that's where the mental game comes in, right? Which team is feeling more pressure at this point? Because both of these teams, as we jump into our third map, as we jump into Agent Select, both of these teams, they do tend to let the pressure get to them. DRX has been working excellently on that this whole stage. PRX, though, we do know that levity is a big factor in them. It can make or break a team, and right now, what are we seeing, gentlemen? Are you liking this so far?
Sure. I mean, like, I was just curious
Shrug.
if somebody was going to try something unusual here because I think DRX must have focused on Ascent in their time off, knowing that was likely going to be a map that was going to follow through. So they kind of maybe just thought, all right, our bind comp is good enough. We still have the Cypher in there. So we still have the Viper. We still have these agents that we feel like we have a good read on how to slow PRX down. You know, PRX obviously hasn't had any time since yesterday really to change up their comps, so they didn't have anything in the back pocket. It's going to be a absolutely close affair on bind, I think. I think it's going to be very, very close.
Yeah, just play comfort, see what happens, you know, play your game. At the end of the day, the agent comps only mean so much, right? I think it's just going to come down to who has the better mental, who can steal themselves. Fighting for that spot at Masters Shanghai, and I think both of these teams deserve to be there, so only one of them can.
The marbles, Master Shanghai, the upper bracket. All of that on the line.
And we saw on social media, Xcurit had left a message with the VCT Pacific crew for Forsaken, saying, let's go to Shanghai together. The older brother kept his end of the promise. See if Forsaken can match it. Bring both Susantos over to Masters Shanghai. Now PRX on the attack. They didn't get to play too much of it yesterday against Talon.
And for now set up. 0 point at the ready. Sent. Does get cleared out. Trap wires as well. Gone. Util taken down. DRX forced in towards back sight. Dizzy up over the top. Quick clear on that as the Trailblazer on the hunt. Swinging out of Lamps though. Stax able to find 2. Something puts him down. Flash coming through. Foxy playing around the time with this Cove is. Oh boy, things are getting messy now. Foxy 9 goes absolutely crazy. Gets the 3K here in the pistol. This DRX, they pick up their 4th pistol of the series. Now here's the crucial question, William. Can they close out the anti-eco? But my goodness, what a start.
2 in one map, and that previous map seemed rough, but they did win it afterwards anyway. But yeah, I love that Stax backs away, right? You hear the frenzies, you hear multiple guns, and you say, okay, this is too much. And Foxy 9, he really is just absorbing all his opponents. He's thriving in the chaos.
Set up on the wire. I believe it was spotted. Yeah, it certainly is now. Tap on the orb. Snakebite comes through. Minor amount of damage found here onto anybody.
Refilling lamps with the Bulldog. The TP to make it seem like it's just going to be a fast rotate away, and then PRX might just wrap back around to short. No, they're going to go all the way. So it looks...
Devi going to stay on alert.
Yeah, it looks like he's meant to be the fake, right? A little bit of pressure onto A. The hit onto B.
So, on that jiggle out, Buzz taking a nasty shot. There from Mind Freak. Orb going to be snatched up.
It's 2 orbs for free from PRX.
And there's the counter teleport once again.
And they could just wrap all the way back to B. I mean, they still have 40 seconds.
Playing it like it's Fracture. Pac-Man style. Tuck back, Dizzy. Not actually getting the blind there. Bye. Lucky to come away with his life, but now the hit gets ready to actually come through on B. Buzz tucked away alongside the double stack boxes. Fragment going to be sent. Shaken up over the top, cleared out Stacks, able to find him. Shot's coming through as here's that wingman, pushes up into the smoke, is able to clear it out. Plant now delayed. Only 12 seconds remaining. Blast pack sent. Jing does manage to hound down Buzz, but they're gonna have to try to get that spike on the floor. At least deal some additional damage. Mind Freak finding 1, finding 2. Time is gone. The round is over, but damage has been dealt. DRX will be able to close out the anti-eco this time around. They lose 3 players. They recover the most costly of weapons.
Yeah, I mean, they give up a lot, right? Both orbs, they drop 2 weapons. Bane only had a ghost. They give a lot of kills, a lot of points. I mean, Mind Freak only 3 away. Jing also only 3 away, and they've lost both of the first 2 rounds. No plants either. So this is PRX still holding on to a lot of resources that they could build into a snowball. But Bane, it does seem like he's really back in the zone. Had a rough start this match. Now proving why people were praising him throughout the league play.
Heard some people were talking smack, and boy, did he answer the call. Vandals, Ghost, and a Sheriff. That Guardian here for the side of DRX is Cam tucked back. Safe for now. Mako wants to take some forward space, but I mean, I don't know, PRX getting a decent enough read here. Buzz gonna have to be careful, as there you have it, something. Outlaw in hand, comes up with the kill. Paint Shell now flying in towards back sight. Molly set up from Bane, try to slow things up, try to get some damage across as they drop their way in, but this time around, he's unable to win the fight. Jing takes him out. He buys some space. Stacks force back. Foxy now dead. As the Outlaw continues to ring true.
Spike planted.
And now the upgrade to the rifles as well.
Last player standing.
Handle in hand.
Flawless.
Cleans it up. Mind Freak pops out from Cubby. Flawless. A very fine reply here from PRX. Their first attack side win.
Listen, DRX might be up 2-1 in terms of round score, but PRX is looking solid with all the other setups. I mean, you've got 3 ults close to being online. Yeah, DRX, they have a couple too. Oh, wow. Quick with the reactions. But the thing is DRX hasn't really been able to take control of the orbs.
Contact, boys, contact. Let me call.
Something wants to take the reins again. It's been doing that since the offseason, it seems.
Flash out is for that orb pickup.
Yeah, finally some control of the extremities from DRX.
A bit of re-aggression here. Mind Freak posted up, though, trying to see just over the top of this smoke.
Spots 1.
Spotted him, but can't find the damage there. Smoke will now dissipate. Buzz, playing on a knife's edge here. Oh, Smoking. Oh, he wants to use this against him, and he has. Does get knocked down to 5, but Devi, he's got the healing. He's right here alongside him. So can go ahead and get that Brimstone back up to full.
Okay, but Bane does push back out. So at the very least, DRX still has some semblance of map control. They've lost Showers, but they have B main. Thrash shouldn't catch a target.
Checks forward. Over in towards Lamp. Space, that space now taken here is Mako. Spotting out Jing. Cam not getting too much seen there. It's Foxy. Position gonna be revealed. Wants to clear out that wingman, swing in. That shot is found. That's gonna be Forsaken, take it down, but now spray across into the smoke. Foxy 9 falling. Stacks trying to hold this line, but he cannot. He gets picked off. That's all on Bane. He's been noted. Wide swing out from something. He'll be the one to come away with the kill. We're tied up at 2-2.
But PRX running away with the credits and the ultimates right now. Use the Thrash. He's already back up to 3. You've got Showstopper and Orbital Strike right on standby. It's not looking good, and small things like this, you know, the off angles that you can create, you're on bind. There's a lot of ledges, a lot of boxes that you can use. We've never really heard Mindfreak make noise in these cams. Getting fired up.
There.
Well, now, pretty much sheriffs across the board, only Bane as Buzz is not having a good time. 0, 4, and 0, I do believe the count is Stacks to get some forward space there. Garden does manage to get an excellent headshot across. Dizzy up over the top on the blind. So far, just 1 for 1. The Raze is dead. Fragments in delay. Does that hit? Yes, it does. Something kind of forced out. Oh my goodness, the headshot. Something down to 3 HP.
Just trying to create an off angle here. The heals are going to come back out, so it's not going to be an easy kill. But Mako and Foxy9, they've already pinched onto it. If Bane can just stay alive, not all hope is lost, though it is an eco.
Still getting tagged up. Wingman spotting him. He's got to pull back even deeper now. There's Mako from behind is able to find one. Snake Bite to try to clear the angle.
Spike planted.
3v3, but HP bar is low, and Mako still swinging in. Ends up falling. The reveal coming through as the neural theft is committed, but they just dive out of the cyber cage and take him down. Bane dead at the same time. As PRX will now gain the lead 3-2.
Yeah, I wondered if they might actually use the Orbital Strike once they had the pinch onto Garden. I thought it might have been an opportunity, but it seems like they had already made the call to just invest the ultimates, the utility into the next round. And Buzz, I mean, no support there either. Obviously, the smoke not actually blocking bullets, so it's always going to be a risk. That's the early timeout. DRX, they've
Likes to approach this map. Now they look to try to change things up so they're not just running the same strategies here versus DRX.
Something's already only 1 away from the Thrash again, and he has the Operator,
Oh
and
God.
credits to boot. I mean, Mindfreak's capped as well. So is Devi. Very rich on that side of this map. So, okay, it is going to be a bit of a heavier investment into Showers. They're not going to contest for B main.
Oh my goodness, Jing just will not allow for Buzz to have any, like just any good times at all. Nice punish from Mako. Will just get the timing shot there on to Forsaken. Trade up in the end, but what an entry from Jing.
And at the end of the day, PRX takes control, right, of both extremities again. So sure, they're down in numbers, but they'll be able to apply better pressure. Currently spread out, looking for 1v1 duels. Uh-oh.
Deep enough that that's not spotted. Stack does he won't realizes it now. There's that shot, tucks back, tries to avoid the dizzy, does so. Devi in the meantime, swinging up, Bane spotting. Used, but Devi finds the kill. Something now joining in on this side of the map. The rotate coming back through from Mindfreak. Flash in, Mako spotted. There's the orbital, tries to swing out, tries to take the duel. Ends up falling. Something with that operator, puts down Foxy9. And what started off as a numbers advantage is very swiftly taken away from them. Stacks. Now the last man standing. Timeout from DRX this time, not looking to really find value. Devi will find himself a 3K in the round as PRX now 4 rounds consecutively stretch the lead even further.
Yeah, and PRX, this is the type of team where they'll take the risk to spread out, right, with the lower numbers. They won't bunch up, but they'll take it so slow, looking for advantageous contact plays. And once they use the util on B, that's when Devi now creeps up. The staggering of how they push up 1 by 1. on all 3 different lanes is so good. A little bit of
Thank you
that.
indeed. Huge opener there from Devi. Also had the setup. That flash there in showers.
I mean, look at this. So PRX, they've conditioned them to give up on B main control, but they're still pressuring A short. They've always been able to take control of showers. DRX, yeah, you have the cam this time in showers, but you're not feeling safe, especially not on an eco. Stinger is bought up.
Green now rotating, trying to reinforce this B site. Just he and Stacks with Stingers in hand. Trailblazer will scout forward. Nothing really going to be spotted there as Fragment comes out to try and delay. Angels into the back. Crash now, rushing up into the side. Ching!
What?
Catching a glimpse. Must see the gun barrel of the Stinger. Just takes him down there. In tube, dives into the back, does end up falling. That delivers a weapon over into the hands of DRX. As for now, it's going to be that 4v4. TPs across the cam. Now
Only
it's going to be
3
walled
TPs.
off.
I've got your
Mind Freak
trail.
lingering, going to try to go a bit of a backstab attempt here, perhaps. Full 4-man rotate from DRX, working their way across, but Mind Freak, no, not going to go for that attempt. Decides to TP back in.
All right, if you can get into the site, you still got that cam over on showers to deal with Mind Freak. The op.
Ball goes down, Buzz swings out. The op picks him off.
Boom.
Something on the repeat. Finds Foxy9. Couple shots his way. The quick flick. Mako dead. Bane will finally be able to put an end to it. His hands come up. One tap. But a 1v2 still to play through. The orbital strike. He's got no idea. He's got no HP. Forsaken crouched just next to Truck will be able to bring him down. It's decent damage dealt, but ultimately, PRX, it will carry forward the operator, and they have so much cash as they now move up 5-2.
Yeah, I mean, you know, the little damage.
Oh,
no,
he's just fishing.
I mean, Devi's teaching everyone how to fish on PRX.
God damn.
Holy. I mean,
Up triple.
nice attempt, but like the creds just banked up, and Buzz just not able to catch a single break. I mean, he's out trying to get orbs. He's trying to get whatever going. He still doesn't have that showstopper online.
One away from it. Just been denied, starved of any value. PRX again applying pressure inside of the map where DRX are going to be weakest. 0 point, spots out 2. Got 2 in showers. We have others elsewhere nearby. So, does lead to Bane shifting back across towards this side of the map.
PRX realized that Showers doesn't have Cypher setups.
A little coming out very early here. So getting sent, just trying to stop, dissuade this push up, but PRX, they say we've got plenty of time. They look to play this one out patiently.
Cycling through the one-ways. The orbital helps mask some of the tripwires as well.
Trailblazer, quick clear on that one. Mako still forward. Tucks back, trying to now avoid this ult. He stuns from coming through, but he will fall, and Mind Freak catches Bane at the same time. 2 kills found, smoke dissipating. Foxy ready for the jump. This final one looks to try to challenge against Mind Freak, but Mind Freak just turns back around and finds that kill. Go to help protect as the wingman gets the plan. Stack's not snappy enough. Taken down. It's all on Buzz. Killless thus far.
He's been spotted for a brief moment, I think. Maybe not, as Forsaken's still watching the flank, but either way, you have to save. I mean, Buzz individually, sure, he'd love to prove a point, but now's not the time to do it. And right now, I mean, DRX, they're trying to go for these holds where they think they have trap plays ready, but PRX is countering the util timing so well. They wait for DRX to go through their cycle, and then they catch them in an offbeat with their own util. The smoke onto heaven, perfectly timed right as they enter. And at that point, DRX start to file in one by one. And one of the biggest differences is, back when Gen G took down PRX at kickoff, it was about staying together, right? It was about always going for the trades. Whereas DRX right now is about trying to use the util to set up individual advantageous fights, but it's just not working out. There's just too many targets, and even when it is fair, PRX is still ahead.
Well, now 6 rounds netted here for the side of PRX. It was that attack from Talon that gave them the most struggle. But,
I mean, to be fair, it was also Surf's lurks, right?
Yes.
A huge impact there.
This is already more rounds than they were able to find in that series on this attacking side. nearly as many rounds as they got across the entire map. That was a 13-7 scoreline. So PRX looking very much alive and well here. So once again, Sheriff's the line share, DRX players. All goes across. You can see that silhouettes there, the 4-man push getting ready to come through. Trailblazer trying to lead the charge here. 0 points sent out. Just go ahead and try to cancel that one out. Gets reveal on to 3. As TP used. Crunch coming in. Jing able to find one. Puts down Buzz just to continue to make sure that he can't find any value in these rounds. Gets that punish. Mako, however, still here. Snake bite sent. Thrash cleared out. Another snake bite to try to further delay as the wingman pushes up. Quick clear as Mako gets in ahead of it. Manages to find the headshot as well. Forsaken going to be taken down, but now Mind Freak striking from short. Foxy turns his attention back. He's able to find that kill. Mako gets another one tap. Something now all on his lonesome. Foxy drifting in, and something has the read.
What in the world?
Puts him down, gets the spike plant. Just for good measure, as PRX now at 7, and all of these round wins have been consecutive.
Yeah, DRX, if they didn't win the pistol, things would be even more dire. And this clutch from something. I mean, I would have thought that Foxy 9 had an opening here just because that timing's so short. It's not easy to have an internal timer like that. Right on the spot. Usually it's the long wraparounds that you read, but something not taking any chances. Currently 14-3. Buzz.
But for the AWP, he does get the connection, but Stack's dead. Jing coming away with the advantage, and now the heals right back up to 100.
No info now on the side of DRX, but it's not like they feel confident enough to push out either.
Scout destroyed.
Spotted both there on the Trailblazer. Vayne here as well. Just waiting for the moment. Swing out, attempt to the paint shells. Showstopper in hand here from Buzz. Where he wants to try to send it, sends it correctly. Is able to find Forsaken. Day's not going to connect. Now PRX shifting over here towards Foxy's position.
Yeah, Foxy gets the read for it. He gets the call that they've rotated out for the time being. Still 50 seconds, but he'll try to keep himself safe. Now that cyber cage will have been noted by Mind Freak.
While he's available, do they just suspect that Mind Freak kind of staring in that direction?
Buzz might be the first point of contact here.
Divide trained on the angle. Buzz on the peak.
Spike
Able to find
down
it.
B.
Spike now
30
dropped.
seconds
Mind
left.
Freak tucked into the
One
corner.
enemy remaining.
Foxy able to find one. His position revealed, but Mind Freak plenty to try and deal with here as the Molly does get sent. Flushes him out into the open, but Foxy will find the headshot. And as Buzz starts to come alive a bit, it's going to be DRX getting themselves a 3rd round win.
Crucial round for Buzz, right? Not only getting on the board, but very, very big impact kills, gets that confidence back up, and you get to keep the operator. Some big ultimates on your side of the defense as well. A great decision here, realizing that the Boombot's gonna bounce out. Uses that against Jing, makes it look like he's backed off.
Nice.
It's one of those moments where playing solo queue, you see your 0-7 Razor Jet pick up the operator, and you're like, are you serious? And then they just start popping off.
Sometimes that's just the weapon you need. Judge and Showstopper in the hand of Jing. It's gonna be a fast hit. Good 0 point though.
Slowed up though, as
And the narrow command, just to make sure.
everything that Stacks had basically thrown at that one to stave them off.
So it does seem like the 0 point was initially just to fish for information, but then he hears the noise. So he just has to pop the ultimate. So now the cycling not quite there for DRX.
Mind Freak potentially going to be challenging here on this angle at Showers. Showstopper, meanwhile, back over on the side itself.
Mako.
Jing up over the top, seeking target. Stack's going to be taken down. Mako able to find 2, tries to tuck back into the smoke, but it's already been spotted.
Oh!
Up shot, wide from Buzz. The wingman goes in for the plant.
Spike
2 players
planted.
left as Bane arrives. Foxy still wrapping around through spawn. Bane clears out lamps. Still a lot more to deal with.
Yeah, this is tough for Foxy 9 because he has to be able to get the first contact, and he will.
Can he get that reveal across? Yes, he can. Mind Freak now going to be spotted. They know where he's playing, but if he can isolate, if he finds one, that's going to give him that orbital. He also still has the molly to try and delay. That gets sent first and foremost.
Only goes in a little too deep for DRX.
Outside. They have the double stack. They have to get committed to this defuse now. Tempted a bit of a high-low. Mind Freak, knowing that they're going to be sticking to this one. Swings out wide enough, but the defuse has already come through.
Whew.
Just a hair off being able to try and deny that one away. DRX,
Last round before
narrow
the switch.
margins, but they get themselves up to 4. A chance at 5 in the half.
A great read from DRX, knowing that the showstopper was going to come through. Not only do they delay it early, but Mako hides right under the smoke, where Jing's just going to be flying through. He actually goes right inside of it. That brimstone smoke going all the way down to the floor. You can't really see the legs there unless you're standing far, far away from it.
아, 나이스.
It just has not been easy today for DRX.
Certainly not. Oh, it's at 8 and 4.
So the pit's
Once again.
online. I wonder if DRX just uses it on a timer just to tighten the map a bit further. But of course, you never want to leave it alone on bind. There's too many ways to pinch.
For now, maybe expecting that it's going to come out if they go over to that A site. Start working their way forward as Cam spotted at least one player. Something noted there. Thrash online. PRX though. Seeker sent. Everybody's still stacked up over here towards this teleporter. We're trying to draw on some of those rotations, but Foxy going to be detained. Stacks able to find one. Man, Foxy dead to his own teammates. Molly, however, means that the trade up is there. Stacks taken down as he tries to swing out from backside. See the disappointment there on his face. Mako now dead. The plant coming through. Buzz, the only one left alive. Full util, but an operator in hand. As the they'll just spam him out. Does not giving him any hope, any opportunity whatsoever. 8 and 4 on the half. You need to repeat that off. You're looking at a bonus conversion, etc. This attack needs to be absolutely monstrous. And that just doesn't feel possible unless Buzz really starts heating up. It's all the
Especially on the
turnarounds.
attack. Now, not going for the half armor for Buzz this time. Favoring a little bit more utility across the board. So understanding that PRX, they definitely play a lot of flood retakes. They'll go for a lot of aggression. That harbor really enables PRX to be a bit more mobile, a little bit more fluid, one would say, here on this map of bind. So DRX wanting the util to counter that.
Well, orb set up. Find something ready for a double face out at long. 0 point, only catching the 1.
Mostly gets tagged by it as well to make it look like it might just be one here on the site. But something's watching.
The wall set up, and Stacks taking an immense amount of damage there, down to 34. Smoke's coming through. Paint shell to check over towards Cubby. Divide with that Trailblazer, knowing that he's up above. Just can't quite get the angle on him. So for now, sight will be DRX's. Can they defend it? PRX get that retake?
Yeah, Buzz has to watch out for his left side around elbow. He has to remember that they were trying to spam upwards.
Smoke dissipating. Ching spotted. Spray through. Takes him low. Gets the sights back over that way. Puts a couple more shots through and gets some decent damage dealt. Heals streaming here from Divide. Flash looking good. Stacks will be the first one to fall. Buzz on the repeat. Able to find one. Tries to get tucked back here alongside the wall. Gets that mid-air headshot there on the Divide. Paint shell in hand, but the covering fire coming through as Mako and Bane clean up the rest. They keep Buzz alive as the DRX keep the hopes alive. Take another pistol win.
A huge round for Buzz and great backup as well. Even Foxy9 jumping out of the smoke just to keep Buzz alive. I mean, if he had gotten the kill, it was great. But he dies, keeps Buzz alive, and then Mako's still there for the crossfire. And it seems if DRX can figure out the reason they won that pistol is because they were ready to trade for each other by staying grouped up, rather than going for 1v1 duels around utility. That could be the key to victory.
Second paint shell not even necessary. Nice! Solid there. Pop off a bit from Buzz. Energy ramped up as Buzz, angry, able to find 2 quick kills right off the rip. As it is just a blink and miss it round. PRX +4 the W key game out into B long, and DRX, they push him into the bin.
You know, PRX finally getting a taste of their own medicine.
Replay, it's the entire round.
Yeah, just play it out for sure. Goes for the good antis, still holds the sprays. Teammates bouncing in and out of the high tides. But again, I mean, if DRX can recognize again, it's about staying grouped up, knowing that the PRX train does not stop. Coach Solo joked about it. He said all he told Gen G was to trade before the grand finals of kickoff.
Taking some very forward and aggressive positions there. Couple shots over towards Buzz. And breathe easily that he's still alive.
Now, no Sentinel on the side of PRX, so a lot of pressure on Mindfreak to try to hold on to Showers. Foxy9 knows that if he can get the right timing, he should have a better chance keeping control of this.
Sentinel's play was not a problem for PRX on Lotus.
True.
Gonna try to make sure that it's not an issue for them here. Cam spotting onto 1, something known. He's now crept forward, taking space instead in Showers. His rotations starting to work their way across over towards B. Players still set up. Looks like, okay, Forsaken just wanting to set up that harbor wall. He's a little bit more unassailable as final smoke here from Mindfreak will be sent. Just replacing that one at short. Creeping around the side. Dizzy going to be sent. Mosh now turned. There's the entry from Buzz. Able to stabilize that spray. Finds one in the smoke just behind him.
30
Is
seconds
Mindfreak
left.
statuesque for now. They check out Showers. Nothing spotted there. Buzz joins in with Foxy9.
Good post-plant control for DRX. All they have to worry about is the flank, but the trap is there. So Jing should be spotted.
Mako hearing the footsteps, swings in, maybe not anticipating 2 players. Mindfreak now makes his presence known. Jing still approaching from behind, gets the headshot Bane, take it down. Mindfreak finds Foxy9. It's now all on Buzz. Paint shells at the ready, sent to try to interrupt, but they hold it up to half. Clear them off for a brief little moment, but cannot get the kills. PRX with the defuse will move up to 9.
I mean, just seems a little unfair, doesn't it? DRX, they try to go for advantageous 1v1 fights. They can't win it. But PRX, they'll win all of theirs on the retake.
No more.
Sure, this one, a little bit of a swarm, but Mindfreak, solid as always.
One enemy remaining.
Right as the high tide rises, just knows the timing around that utility.
Oh, no.
Right there.
Going to the rifle v rifle. Decent showing so far from DRX. Those first 2 rounds, a little bit of damage dealt, but widely PRX able to shrug off that last round. By holding, thinking about going for a jiggle, but double push up out of hookah. This is going to be devastating. There's the first one. Looks for the second, but decides to back away. Doesn't want to overdo it. Mindfreak stays tucked here, shoulder by shoulder, and
Spike
Stacks
down,
does
B.
end up falling to 5. Peeks out of long and is able to find him. Mako breaks open A a little bit there as Showers in their hands, but Forsaken still needing to be dealt with. Foxy, creeping up out of the wall. Forsaken unable to find the adjustment. Mako gets himself a second kill, but now it's going to be TP's in from behind. Bane out deep, does have that spike in hand, but he cannot get the shots. Should have spotted the second player as the Seeker now chases in. The other one expiring, they knew that Mako was already there on the site. And this is now a very dire situation for DRX.
Yeah, the spike's being absolutely pinched, and Mako, he wants to try to create some space,
Gotta
but
win this fight versus something you would suspect, but instead he's going back over towards A.
they think it's just in Showers. Bane has no idea.
The flash gets ready to come through. He cannot turn away from it.
Standing.
Devi will find the kill, and you can see him leaning back in his
30
chair.
seconds left.
Knows that he absolutely needed to survive there, needed to find that kill. Mako now dead. A 1 tap from something to get PRX up to double digits. 3 rounds is now separating PRX from a ticket to their second Masters event of the year.
DRX's start to the rounds are just getting red hard, right? The early smokes, I mean, this is all relying on the fact that PRX adheres to the rules, that they respect the utility, they respect the default timings, and you know that that's not how they play Valorant.
Good G. Good read, G.
Good trade indeed. Well. Lower bracket, that match, that's tomorrow night.
Yeah,
Both,
against Gen G.
all of these teams are going to be playing tomorrow night. Winner of this versus T1, loser versus Gen G. Be damn certain that Gen G not going to be looking to have the same mistakes as they had earlier today. PRX, though, they might have a read as Foxy on that peak, does spot him out. Kill not found, though, with a Sheriff.
Yeah, but look at PRX. They already read this, right? The only time that Foxy9 pushes towards Hookah is when it's a B pinch.
Bosch trying to slow things up. Jing takes out Mako. Showstopper at the ready. Spots one backside, but no, the rocket connects into double box. Something finds Buzz, cleans him up. The orb attempt is there from Stacks, but he will just end up falling all the same. It's looking like a flawless off the back of the timeout as Foxy. He needs to die at some point. Doesn't want to just carry over that Sheriff, not get the cash bonus.
I mean, if PRX really wanted to deliver the mental damage, this is where they would just let Foxy9 live, quite frankly.
No, you just run away from him.
Yeah, you spot him and you just say, all right, peace. I mean, for now, sure, there's still so much time, so you're protecting the spike, but some teams might do that. PRX, though, they'll always enjoy the extra kill. A little bit more on the board, obviously Forsaken, Jing, very close to their ultimates. But it's Davai who cleans it up. And like you said, Achilleos, flawless coming in. And now PRX 2 rounds away from making it to Shanghai. Forsaken 2 steps away from joining his older brother onto an international stage of VCT.
And similar scenes that we saw from the start of the map. First 2 rounds going the way of DRX, but then that streak building up. Now 3 rounds consecutively here in the second half for PRX. They made it all the way up to 7. This time they only need to make it to 5. Thrash online, pit available for Mako if they can try to get themselves into some kind of advantageous post-plant position. And 0 point will spot out the 2 players over on B.
So now DRX finally playing like they used to against PRX, which is let them push out. They have to. They don't have a Sentinel, but they do have double initiator, so a lot of info still able to get gained. Already takes shower control. Already gets the Showstopper online for free.
Orb take is there, so now the Thrash, the Showstopper, 2 critical tools available for PRX. Something again, pushing forward. Trailblazer looking to scout over towards Long. Something now in a position to try to backstab if they pull back far enough, and Mako is not reading this at all. Something gets the value. Again, Buzz up over the top, turns back fast enough. Is able to find a vibe, and now the Showstopper in play here from Jing. Jumps forward, sends it over towards Garden, cannot find that kill. Detain does go through, Bane caught over Garden. Stacks wrapping around backside, comes with the kill on Forsaken, but he's not ready for Jing there in 2. Kill found, Jing gets another, gets the 3rd, he's looking for the 4th, and he has it! Jing has a hunger for blood and for international appearances. He says, I missed out on the first one. I wasn't there with the team when they went to Madrid, but by God, I will be there when we go to Shanghai.
I mean, how do you stop this guy? He's just ready for every single shot. And now, match point. Absolutely ridiculous showing from PRX. I mean, seemingly just discombobulating DRX, not even able to play around the orbs. I mean, it's not even like DRX, they're not just losing aim duels, they're losing the map.
Some players just own certain sites. You think of Zest on Ascent A, you think of Jing on Bind B. Shades of his performance versus NRG forever ago now at this point. Divide TPing across the map. Trying to be kept honest there by Fox. He stacks Simplify one, but now Forsaken putting down stacks, putting down Bane. He puts down every single one! Foxy 9, last man standing. Reckoning coming his way. Has the reveal, but it's a 1v3. Everything stacked up against him. Stacks bled out a couple pot shots his direction, 41 HP. As the volley, he's got a small spot to tuck away in, but Mind Freak is aware of it. He spares him his blood.
And the map at its core against the
when they're really firing on all cylinders. They're so fast to react to stuff. Like, they're way smarter than you give them credit for. Like, they read the positioning of DRX so many times. Their shower control was immaculate to the point where DRX just kind of gave it up because they couldn't win it. They were just getting bullied all over the map. I mean, yeah, there were some good rounds from DRX for sure. They look good on pistols, hey, great. But after that, once guns are in hands, once rifles are out there, it's so tricky to deal with this PRX team. They're just so strong.
Yeah, it just feels like if you give PRX an inch, they will take a mile and more. Like, they kept on looking for extra inches, something like over and over again. So many rounds, he was pick up first kills, just taking aggressive angles. DRX were not checking them, and he was just taking those liberties. He was doing whatever he wanted, it felt like that many times. Jing as well, just amazing clutches from him, and PRX at the end of the day, they absolutely deserve this first ticket because they were the better team today.
And don't get me wrong, I feel like DRX, they know how to defeat PRX. They absolutely can. It's just that today wasn't their day. When it came down to the aim duels, unfortunately, Buzz took a little bit of... He did have, spectacular, I believe that was 4K over on the B side, but it just took way